Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Hoodie Kev. Hoodie Kev, how you doing tonight, man?
Very well, very well. Another day down. So just relaxing. That's what I did so far.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. So I don't know if we have a ton to talk about tonight, but I feel like we can connect with the audience and see what they have to say. And maybe you and I can rock and roll on a wide variety of whatever people have questions about. Hey, Haddock and Sharon, what's good? Stop it, videos, what's good? What's good? What's good? Salute to the chat.
Yeah,
So
I'm
so
actually
you got
I'm very. I didn't know All Star Weekend was this weekend.
yes.
I thought it was like something it kind of snuck up on me. I was like, wait a minute, because I was on Twitter and I was like, yeah, we're going down to Atlanta this weekend. I was like, what's going on in Atlanta? What is going on? I was like, it's All Star Weekend. I was like, NBA All Star Weekend?
Yeah, it sneaks up on us, man.
Yeah, I had
It
like no preparation at all.
right. So I'm gonna take All-Star weekend off too, since I didn't make an All-Star game. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna chill out, not do any live streams, post any videos or anything like that, until the season kicks back in. That way we can give everybody a break.
All right.
Yeah, man. So we can all chill out and live life like normal people for once. For
You're still
once.
doing the one tomorrow after the game.
Yes.
I think that's the last game of the first half.
Yep.
And I guess there's not another one until when is the next game? Let's find out when the next. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's find out when the next game is. So there's one tomorrow against Detroit. And there's not another one till the 11th, which is 8 days from now. Wait,
Okay.
really? So yeah, next Thursday.
Yes. Hey, man, that'd be an awesome break. You
Yes,
know?
I ain't got to be up 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning for about a
Yeah.
week. I can
Right.
wake up refreshed and eat some cereal.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Went to grocery shopping today. I got like 3 more boxes of cereal. I thought to myself, like, Kevin, when do I ever have a chance to eat this cereal? I'm never up in the morning. I'm always asleep till like 11 o'clock.
Right.
And then by the time it's lunchtime.
Right. Yeah.
But I did
Uh,
you might call me an old soul because I did get my favorite 2 cereals today.
okay. So let me guess.
Okay.
What they are. Let me guess what they are. Don't take the fun out of it from me. Don't take the fun out of it from me. Um, I'm gonna guess Captain Crunch and Apple Jacks.
You are so wrong.
What? I thought I was spot on.
Definitely not.
All right. What about okay? Let me get 2 more tries, and then I promise I'll let you rock.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops.
Still wrong.
Get out of here! You lying ass. You lying.
Definitely not.
Kev, why you lying? Well, you got to be right about everything, man.
I'm,
You gotta
you're
be
wrong.
right.
I
You
guess
got
you have one more guess, and as they
okay.
say, make it your best one.
All right. So I'm gonna guess one more because you said wake up early in the morning. So I'm assuming that it's a kid cereal, right? So
Mm,
I, I'm gonna say I'm gonna take my last 2 guesses and say Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
and you're still wrong.
Get out of here! You bugging, man! You bugging, man! You bugging out.
No, wrong.
All
Wrong,
right,
wrong, wrong.
you just took
And
all
the
the
funny
fun
thing,
out of it for me.
nobody in the chat even got it right.
You bugging. Hey, somebody got it right. Somebody said Knox Krispies.
Well, thank you, PBD. Actually, Devin Cruz got one half of it right.
Devin Cruz. Where's Devin Cruz? Where's Devin Cruz? Devin Cruz says Cheerios, That better not be it. That we better not have had a conversation like this over some damn Cheerios.
And
And
the other one is Kicks,
are
which are
you went
kid
to the
tested
store?
and mother approved.
You went to the store and bought Cheerios and Kicks. Are you serious?
And was like a kid in a candy store.
You paid money for that? Oh my god,
What?
man.
Yes.
Oh, get
I will
out
go
of
get
here.
I will go get the boxes right now to prove it. And I already had 2 bowls of Kicks. I couldn't wait to come home and pop that box open.
What? For Kicks?
Yes, I love
If you
Kicks.
if you said tricks, then I'd have been like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I feel you. You remember tricks? Tricks are for kids.
I got Tricks in my listen, on my refrigerator right now, because that's what we keep. I got Kicks, Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa, Reese,
Fruity.
the Reese cups, the Reese
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
cereal,
yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
and Rice Krispie.
So you have Knox Krispies, and okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
See,
So
point five agrees. He says Kicks hit. Reese Puffs. Thank you, Haddock and Sharon.
Hey, Kicks is man. Okay,
That's where it's
all
at.
right.
It's kid tested and mother approved.
I know this. I know this, man. I know this. So so let me do something real quick. I'm gonna put the link in the chat real quick. And so Hoodie Kev. So Hoodie Kev, in fairness to you, I've been wanting to have you rock for a while because I kind of enjoy it. I saw you rock one night, man. You talking about JFK and a whole bunch of other stuff one night, and it was so dope. I put my phone on speaker, but the only thing though is when I put my phone on speaker and has StreamYard playing at the same time, it drains my battery so fast. That's why I was in and out, like in and out, in and out, in and out, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I was wanting to do is, yo, look who back. What's good?
Yeah,
What's going on,
going
Doc? What's going on? What's going on, Kev? What's going on, Freezy?
Yo, hey, Raphael, a
Yo,
new dude came in, a new dude named G Money, came in
yeah.
the chat this morning and
Uh-huh.
last night, and I
Mhm.
think he was coming for your throne. Because when I was hearing him talk, I was like, yo, this dude sounds just like Raphael. No cap. When I heard him talk, I was like, yo, this dude sound like Raphael, man. I miss Raphael, man. I was hoping you as well.
Thanks, man. Yeah, man, it's not easy, man. You know, I felt like I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say that. But I felt like I was on injury reserve for like 2 weeks, man. It's like, what the hell is this injury? And like, I start sleeping a lot. Had a headache the other day, and I just got tuned out. And I'm just trying to like rest up and not trying to do too much. And I stay listening, but but it wasn't easy. But I got to listen to you guys a lot, so that's kind of cool. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Kev, Freezy, a lot of you guys. And sometimes, sometimes I just, you know how it is. Sometimes you just listen and you don't even know what you're listening to. Sometimes I just like leave it on. I just leave it on. I'm like, I don't know, whatever they're talking about. But I wanted to.
Go
But
ahead.
no, but I want to come back and just say hello. That's really like among the reasons, because like I was like, I gotta go back, go, and I started thinking about. I saw Zach on the morning drive, and he started talking about he's doing a show with Latrell, the American Dream. So what's going on, Latrell? So, so I was like happy about that. So I was like, I heard about this. So then I'm like, man, I've been wanting to like start my own show, but like, you know how it is to trying to come up with my angle. And now I'm like, you know what, man, I just want to just start putting it out. I want to put in work, invest time into like building a show where I listen to you guys a lot. Like I want to have like a 20-minute show. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I got to start inviting people also. And I think I have a plan. So I feel better now about that. and now I'm like, man, I was like, I owe a lot to Freezy because Freezy, when we first started in October, he gave me a platform. I didn't know. I just came out there winging it. It was sort of like me. I felt like I was just winging it, and I said, man, I definitely got to fight Freezy because I actually, and this not only just because of that, but because in the panel you have to talk. You have like 2 or 3 minutes. You got to let other people speak. And I was like, man, there's a couple of questions that I always wanted to ask Freezy in terms of his opinions. I'm like, I'm not sure if I really know. I know you're a Barrettier. Yeah, and that's really what I know. And I'm like, man, I was like, I never really, what is point A, B, C, D? So I was like, man, I got to ask Freezy those questions. And I even have a lot of questions even for Kev. I would love to invite Latrell. And as I know people further along, I like to expand on what are their thoughts, what are their beliefs, and why. You know what I mean? Like what made you like but that's for me to ask you 100 questions because sometimes I love to get into depth. That one thing I learned about myself is, man, I could literally stick with one subject and ask you 100 questions and stay there for a while. So it's like, man, I was like, if you like to do that, why don't you just build a show and you can just ask the same person 100 questions, and if they want to come on and listen to your questions, then invite them over because I have that where I want to ask you like 5 or 10 questions and what you're thinking behind it. So I was like, I just want to listen sometimes. So I'm transitioning. I feel like I'm transitioning to being a big talker to being a big listener. And I feel like that's something that I feel like it's for Knicks Nation. If I could do that, if I can have a channel where where somebody wants to listen to you because of your opinions and your thoughts and your whys, then I think that's important for me. That's all that's what matters to me.
Yo, let me do something real quick. I just want to do something real quick, and this is to my homage to Hoodie Kev and Stephen Fox. So this is for them. Yeah, man. So just want to do. Hey, so Hoodie Kev, we're gonna switch it up in a little bit, man. We got some editors working on some stuff for us, and so we're gonna switch some stuff up. What I want to do for the Knicks at Night podcast is take my name off the banner as the big thing, and just have it be have all of our names on it. Me, you, and Stephen Fox. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you remember when I texted you that like months ago, like I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted to have it look right. I didn't want to just keep tinkering with it. I just want to do it right one time. Just take my time and do it right. So remember that song by the SOS Band? Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right.
That is the jam. I still listen to that song.
Yeah. Hey. So Spree, do we still need to have this debate where I come in and state the facts why Latrell Sprewell is grossly overrated, or are you just willing to just concede and let me have my moment?
No, I'll just say I never said Latrell was a superstar. He was a 4-time All-Star. He was pretty damn good for the Knicks. In my heart, he's a superstar, but no, he wasn't a superstar player, but he was a very important player to the Knicks. I think we'll leave it at that. He was exciting to watch. I'll say that.
He was very exciting, especially at Alabama. Did you get a chance to watch him at Alabama?
I did.
Sprewell,
he was exciting.
Yeah, Sprewell, Robert Ory, Hollywood Robinson. Some names people probably forget. The people probably don't remember names like Robert Ory and Hollywood Robinson, but I'm sure they remember
Robert Ory.
That was a good team.
Yeah, that was a good.
Are you trying to say that people don't know Robert Ory in general, or don't know he went to Alabama?
No. I said
I don't
they
think people know they played together at Alabama.
Right. No, what I'm saying is they don't remember Robert Ory. That's is what I'm saying. I'm not
How do
saying
you
that
not remember Big Shot Bob?
I know, man. But when people and I don't want to get this away from the serial conversation because I want to chime in on a couple of those. But people don't remember guys like Rick Fox, Devin George, Robert Ory, Samaki Walker, um, Eldon Campbell's, Eddie Jones, because all they remember is Kobe.
Smush Parker.
Smush Parker. Yeah, you remember Smush Parker? Yeah.
Slava Medvedenko.
Yeah, because Kobe Bryant's star was so bright that he overshadowed all those guys, and people forget that Metta World Peace and Lamar Odom and other guys played with Kobe. You know, all they remember is Kobe.
I'm pretty sure people remember Robert Ory and Derek Fisher.
Right.
The other thing, if you were a fan of the Bulls, you remember B.J. Armstrong and Rodman and the funny thing, I don't know why people remember B.J. Armstrong, but they do.
Right.
Like more people know B.J. Armstrong than they do someone like Ron Harper.
John Paxton.
Yeah, and it's like, why do y'all care so much about B.J. Armstrong?
Yeah. People forget Jim Paxson.
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, he was. Paxson was John Paxson and Jim Paxson, right?
Right. And so in a weird twist of fate, Raphael, what happened is the reason why John Paxson got to play with Michael Jordan is because Jim Paxson was an all-star shooting guard for the Portland Trailblazers. And so Portland had an all-star shooting guard named Jim Paxson playing for them, and then they had a young rookie athletic two-guard on the bench named Clyde Drexler. And so they were like, you know, do we take another shooting guard here, or do we go get a big man? You know what I'm saying? And so if they'd have taken Jordan, they would have legit had Jim Paxson, Clyde Drexler, and Michael Jordan, and no big man. And so that goes into part of the decision why Portland chose to take a flyer on a big man that was going to revolutionize the game, because Sam Bowie, people forget, Sam Bowie was like a Kristaps Porzingis prototype back in the 80s, but he was a prototype. He wasn't proven because, for one, he couldn't stay healthy, and for two, you didn't know if that style of game where a big could shoot threes, you know what I'm saying, rebound and pass, be athletic, dunk on guys. You didn't know if that was going to translate in the big man era when big man all they did was post up down low. We didn't know that at the time. It was a huge gamble on Portland's part, and it backfired.
Yeah. Another thing too, like I look back, bro. They used to have like not just 2 rounds, 3, 4, 5 rounds in the draft. I'm like, damn. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for all those people that love your Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, I mean, maybe we should have more than just 2 rounds for people who love to go into the draft and are big into watching college basketball games and G League games. Maybe we should expand it. Instead of having 2 rounds, maybe we should have 3 rounds or 4.
Yeah. Hey, so I have this feeling like I wanted to debate Spree on John Starks is the American Dream versus Latrell Sprewell is the American Dream.
Okay. I like John Starks.
I love John Starks.
John Starks, I mean, he was just an underdog type of player. I mean, he wasn't this guy that came out and he was just always an underdog, and he was the perfect player for New York, exciting. Yes, he drove you nuts. He would have those bad shooting nights like in the finals, but he was a Knick. He was a great player. Wouldn't back down from Michael Jordan, anybody on the court. So you got to respect a guy like that.
Yeah.
To me, Starks, when they traded Starks, I mean, that hurt. That obviously hurt. but you kind of knew that it was time. That team needed more energy, and once they got Spree and Camby, that honestly, those two guys got them younger and was the energy that they needed to get to the finals.
Yeah, yeah. I think the it was time for Oakley and those type players to go because when we traded Oakley was like what, a 14-year vet. Oakley was
Right.
like what, 30, 35, 36.
He was up there in age.
Yeah, so you're like, I don't know about this. I don't know if that rough and tumble style works, because it was a carryover, like a '80s, early '90s style basketball player carrying over, and teams were at that point were trying to get into the new European offense where you were pick and roll heavy, and your big man would usually put on an island, and that's what teams killed us. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't able to adapt to that. And it wasn't a new pick and roll, but because Utah had been running it forever by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like the Utah Jazz would be running the pick and roll offense, and teams like Chicago would be running the triangle, and you know what I'm saying, and other teams would be running other sorts of like high post, low post offenses, depending on the shooting ability of your power forward and center. Because back then you didn't want your center trying to pass. Your power forward trying to pass the basketball. Most of the times, he was just an undersized center with a little bit more range, maybe. But things change though.
Yeah, look, I'll just say this about Spree, and not obviously he's my favorite player. So we all have our favorites. Kev loves Kevin Knox. Spreewell's my guy. I'll just say this about Spree: the nastiness he played with on the court. I still to this day, you could maybe count on one hand. To me, he was just a guy that he was just angry on the court. Like you could feel it. You could feel his anger, and I like guys like that. I just like guys that they don't like who they're playing against. We're not friends. We're not playing in the off season. Kind of like today's NBA, that drives me nuts. And look, we all of us in this panel love basketball. We love the game. We love the Knicks. We watch every game. But to me, growing up, I don't know how old you are, Freezy. I don't know how old you are, God of Moses. But to me, the '90s was. I'm biased, but I thought it was the best era of basketball.
I want to agree with you, bro. I'm a fan of Latrell Sprewell, man. So, but I want to make
also.
Yeah, but yeah. I want to make a point with Freezy. It's funny because we have, how do I say it? How do I start the conversation? But when I look, one thing I like about this version of the Knicks and why I like this era so much is you see a lot of teams, the general managers. That's another reason why I'm a fan of today's NBA, because you get to see wow, man, that's a good move. The drafting, how people draft, the trades, free agency, how teams being to today's game, and I'm and I look back to Patrick Ewing years, and a lot of y'all might disagree with me, but sometimes I start looking at that team and I'm like, man, if you give me a chance now to develop that team, I would have done that way better. I don't know if I would have paired up Patrick Ewing with Oakley. I probably would have done something different, and it's a lot. I don't even know if, because you got people who are upset with John Stark, some people like myself. I kind of grew up man, Patrick Ewing. But now that I look back, I'm like, man, I just would have been a way better general manager than they were. I don't know why the Knicks went after Charles Oakley to want to do that. I don't know why. So it's those kind of things that why I'm a fan of the NBA, because when I look back, I'm like, oh man, I probably would have traded instead of Charles Oakley. And I'm no shade to Charles Oakley. I respect his game, but I don't know if I would have, if I could do it again, if I would do that. I like the Sprewell. That Sprewell trade or sign, that was a good one. I thought that was oh snap, Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell, and we got Larry Johnson. I'm like, oh, this is that's one of the first times where I felt kind of proud. I want to say kind of proud of the general manager that we had a good, competent team that probably should have won. Should have won.
I'll tell you what I would have did. Right? When we hired Don Nelson, the first thing I would have done is I would have been big. I would have been heavy in the Steve Nash free agent sweepstakes when Steve Nash became a free agent. Right? So we didn't even jump in. We didn't even jump into the Steve Nash sweepstakes. Right? We didn't even, because it was like.
Well, hold on. What's Steve Nash was drafted what year again?
96.
Oh, that's what I kind of forget about him.
Right. So I'm not talking about the drafting Steve Nash. I'm talking about after he could be, because remember he sat on the bench one year behind Jason Kidd and Kevin Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Now right? I'm remembering.
Right. And then he did prove himself, and he wound up signing with the Dallas Mavericks. Or I forget. I don't know if they traded him or they signed him, but
right. Him and Dirk Nowitzki have that history. I remember. Carry on.
Right. So what I was thinking about doing is going and getting Pat Ewing a point guard to play with Houston and Sprewell, right? So that when teams got into their lockdown defensive mode, the physicality in the half court, you know what I'm saying, limited us. So we were like 88 points per game scorer because we were one of those teams that locked down in the half court. But what I would have done is went out and got a point guard to loosen up the half court sets. Say instead of forcing Pat to carry us every night, we get more of a distributor. You know what I'm saying? Upgrade Charlie Ward and Chris Childs. And
Charlie Ward Charlie Ward wasn't a great. Let's be honest. Childs was a good defender. Charlie was not a great starting point guard.
Right. And depending on who you played whatever night, you would either get a slow paced half court set, you know what I'm saying? Or when you add a okay. All right, hold on, y'all. Hey, what's good, fam?
What's up, City?
What's good? So
yo, what's going on, fellas?
What I'm getting at is chilling, man. I'm talking about how I would have fixed the Knicks. What I would have done is this. I would have went out and got 2 point guards, right? Somebody like I don't know if you remember this name or not, but I'm gonna throw it out anyway. So I would have gone out and gotten somebody like a Lindsey Hunter. You remember Lindsey Hunter?
Yeah.
Vaguely. Okay.
Yeah, I would have went out and to see if I could get a Lindsey Hunter and maybe another guard like a Robert Pack. You know, another athlete, you know what I'm saying, that could get out in the open floor. And those aren't big names, but you didn't want big names to come in and take shots away from Houston, Sprewell, and Ewing. But what you did want to do is get a guy that could get them easy shots occasionally. You know what I'm saying? So instead of Pat Ewing have to grind for every point of his career, you know what I'm saying, you can get him some easy looks and pick and roll and make sure Pat Ewing embraced the pick and roll offense. That's one thing he didn't do when Don Nelson got here. He was like, I don't want to go to the top of the key. Yeah, well, I was gonna tell Kev the best cereal, the best 2 cereals going are the original Raisin Bran, the Post Raisin Bran, and peanut butter crunch.
Am I talking to my grandma? I didn't know my grandma wasn't here.
Oh, okay, Kev. Okay.
Hey, Freezy. There's a reason why we got rid of General Mills.
Really? Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to talk about the cereal stuff, there's a reason why we got rid of General Mills. Like, you know what I mean? Bring it back to our front office, if you know what I mean.
I was looking at the 96 draft, right? Just take a look at the 96 draft, which is like loaded anyways. You know who we took in 1996?
Tell us.
John Wallace.
John Wallace.
That was a big one too.
Dante Jones and Walter McCarty.
I think we had three. We drafted 3 players that draft. It was 3 of them. I remember that was a big. Everybody was happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stud for us. John Wallace was a stud for us.
We drafted 3
Walter
dudes that played the
McCarty
same
and
position.
John Wallace.
Yep, we
But you know
drafted
who
3
we could
dudes
have
that
had?
played the same position. Oh boy,
Derek Fisher.
But
That was a loaded draft.
my
Hey.
whole thing.
I got a question. Do y'all think this is so? If we would have drafted Derek Fisher, do you think he would have had the career that he had?
Derek Fisher or Derek Harper? I'm sorry.
Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher.
That's an interesting question.
Do you you know what I'm saying? Like, do you
No, I
guys
don't think so.
if we would have drafted him, do you think that he would have had the you know what I'm saying, the name or the career that he had?
No.
I think he still would have been a good shooter.
So Hoodie Cat, what we could have done is taken all 3 of those draft picks and traded up in the draft and got a Ray Allen. What do you think about that move?
Ray Allen was drafted, let's see, 5th. So that's a lot of picks and move up. Because our highest pick was 18th. So we would have the 18th, the 19th, and the second rounder, which was the 18th. Oh, no, first round. So we had the 18th, 19th, and 21st. We had 3 first-round picks.
Kobe won 13th that draft.
Yeah, he went 13th. So it was Allen Iverson. Camby went 2nd. An underrated name for the kids at home, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, who spent many of his years in the Vancouver Grizzlies. Marbury, Allen, Antoine Walker. So, yeah. And Kobe Bryant, Peja Stojakovic, Steve Nash, Jermaine O'Neal.
So if you were redrafting that draft, who would be your top 5?
I mean, clearly
Kobe 1.
Probably Ray Allen,
2.
Allen Iverson, Steve Nash. And 5th one, probably. It's either between Peja and Jermaine O'Neal. And yeah, I'm skipping Marbury. I say Peja over Marbury.
Okay. That's a tough one. I mean, I do agree with Ray Allen would be 2, no question. And for me, I mean, Iverson was great. As far as watching, I loved Iverson, but I think Ray Allen had the better career. And then 4.
He is the all-time leader in threes.
Yeah, for sure. Sharif Abdul-Rahim actually was if you actually look at his numbers, he was a pretty good player. He just wasn't on great teams. But I don't know.
My whole thing is, the Knicks traded who they traded? They traded Bill Cartwright for Charles Oakley. That was the trade.
I think so.
Well, that was the whole trade. Like, who? Do you guys remember that or not?
I think that was the trade. Let me see. I'll tell you in a second.
I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, the idea is we had Patrick Ewing, so there was no need to have Bill Cartwright anymore.
I would have just gone for a shooter. Like, or Derek Harper. I feel like they got him too. They could have. I'm surprised the Knicks didn't have enough draft picks. Like they didn't draft well after Patrick Ewing. It's like 5 years straight. It's like, man, they didn't draft anybody.
You better tack on a decade to that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm just saying, like, once you have a number 1 pick like Patrick Ewing, I feel like you got pressure. You gotta land one right to pair up with Patrick Ewing. And I don't know. Sometimes I want to blame Patrick Ewing. Sometimes I want to blame. But then I look at the roster. I'm like, yeah, man, the best player you got from 85 to 90 is Charles Oakley. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not trying to diss Charles Oakley now. I'm just trying to, criticizing the general managers. Looking back, I'm like, damn, man. I mean, I want to hold people accountable, but it's hard to do that when you don't even have 2 star players. And at that time, Jordan finally got Pippen. people had like one or two players to go along with their star. Like they had a co-star, and the best Ewing had was maybe Charles Oakley. And I'm like, well, it can't be Oakley. I mean, it has to be somebody. It can't be somebody who's, I mean, Patrick Ewing had a good jump shot. He could rebound, but he needed somebody else to go with that. Maybe. So I don't know. I don't know.
See, yo, here's the thing that we miss with that, and this is the thing that our team struggles with even to this day. Even even back then, we've always been a team that's been we've always relied on, as they say nowadays, the strength in numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've never been a team that just had it, where we had it from 1 to 5, where we knew, like, you know what I'm saying? From 1 to 5, we knew that our starters was it.
Mhm.
We've never had that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've always been a team where we've had 1 or 2 people that we knew would come through, and then everybody else was always sometimes. Just like with our team today. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got 1 or 2 people that we know we could probably rely on, but everybody else is sometimes. Everybody else is suspect, per
Well,
se. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I like today's team. Like you have a Julius Randle who's an all-star, and then you have an upcoming potential all-star. I mean, maybe I'm stretching it right now. Maybe it's too, but in RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, at least he's a top 3 pick. You have an all-star, and then you have somebody you drafted with the 3rd pick who can at least average 15, 16 points per game, plays defense, can rebound in a high level, relatively high level, decent level, and then also can get you assists and would be a great playmaker if he focused that on that part of his game. So that's why I like the pairing of this team. Like, man, at least you have an all-star, and then you have an RJ. I feel like Patrick Ewing didn't even have anything remotely. I mean, in 5 years, I'm like, man, you gotta.
Yo, no, he had help, but his help wasn't consistent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that Charles Oakley, and I don't want to diss the guy because I got a lot of respect for a player like Charles Oakley for his character, but I just don't think if I was a general manager, I would have been like, listen, man, this is not going to help the situation with Patrick Ewing. I think the situation. And I don't want to be brutal, right? Because it's not easy, but it's almost looking to me like if you strike out for 5 years and the best person you got is Charles Oakley. For me, I would have been thinking, is it a good idea to trade Patrick Ewing for 2 or 3 first round picks and put him and have him go to a team that's going to have him give him a chance to win a championship? Because it's what happened to him. I think throughout the years he got beaten down, he got worn down. So we needed him in '99. A player like Patrick Ewing, we needed him in 1999. And had he been healthy, in my eyes, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm being too optimistic on that one. But with a team like the '99 with Sprewell, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, even though Larry Johnson was hurt, and Patrick Ewing, had he had the legs, I think we could have at least gone to Game 7.
I hear you. I think we would have definitely had a better shot. I mean, the only thing I'll just say is about the game back then that I miss, and I'm biased because that was my era growing up. So we're all always going to be biased to our eras. Some people that grew up in this era probably love this era. They didn't see the '90s. My whole thing is this: I'm a defensive guy. It's not, yes, you can play defense today. The Knicks are a good defensive team, and that's enjoyable. I just miss the refs now. Every little touch here, technical here. It's not, the game's not physical anymore. The physicality has been taken out of the game. And to me, that's part of basketball. To me, the thing I enjoy about basketball when teams get physical. Not like you're going to get in a fight, because nobody in the NBA really fights. Nobody really fought back in the 90s. It was nobody actually threw real punches or anything. I mean, they tried to fight, but it was not a real
You
fight.
tell that
But
to Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson.
Mhm.
Those are real swings right there.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. So
And Shaq and Charles Barkley, those are real swings right there.
I'm just
Let me
saying,
tell
man,
you
like
about the real swings.
the referees now, and it's the rule changes, but the refs, I can't stand. First of all, there's bad referees. I feel like there's a lot more bad referees now than there were back then. Maybe I'm just washing out. But
Hey,
like,
I would say this. Can I say this, Latrell?
sure.
Once Joey Crawford left the league, it was a wrap. Because when Joey Crawford was officiating, sometimes he would let some things go, sometimes he wouldn't. But at the end of the day, he was a ref that was well known to where, like, you know what I'm saying? You knew if Joey Crawford was refereeing the game, you knew, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there'd be sometimes in the fourth quarter where I could press, like, you know what I'm saying? And get on somebody on defense. But then now I don't even understand what the refs be doing nowadays, man. Like, yo, you could breathe on somebody and all they gotta do is do like this. Look, what we see all of the time.
Right.
They throw their head back, it's a foul. Like, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is look like you swiping for the ball. And the player, the only thing he has to do, the guy with the ball, is throw his head back.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's a foul call.
Right.
To make a quick point, and this is why, I want to give a shout out to Charles B, because sometimes we go back and forth about Quickly, and Quickly, he looks to shoot and everything, and he kicks it, he creates a lot of fouls, and that's today's game. That's something that I've been telling Chuck. I'm like, Chuck, man, today's league is a lot of flopping. It's today's game. The Knicks, in order to compete in today's league, they need to draft Quickly somebody that can, because other teams are going to be doing that to us every day, every game that we play. So if we don't have a player that doesn't do what Quickly does, we're always going to be getting no respect from the refs, and the other team is always going to get the whistle while we're sitting back here complaining, and that doesn't work. In today's game, you need
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, quickly in today's game, you're right. He's the perfect player for today's game. He's a perfect player. He can shoot it from deep. He's got the floater. He can draw fouls. He's great at that. The next step, and Sim made this point, and it was a really good point, and he's absolutely right. He's a floater. He loves to float everything, but he's not a great finisher yet. He doesn't finish great around the rim, and that's the next step for Quickly. And I don't know. I don't really think he's a point guard. He's a guard. But the next step for Quickly is he's going to have to learn how to finish better around the rim. And I'm not just talking about floating everything.
No, the thing is that the only thing that he knows how to finish very well is knocking down those free throws. That's the only thing he's. That's what he finishes.
Great free throw shit.
He's going to draw you those fouls, and listen, it's hard to argue 93%, and you're knocking down 3 or 4 per game. And he's like, listen, man,
listen, I'll take a rookie coming into the league. I don't know what does he shoot for a free throw percentage? 96 or something like that, 94, like in between there or something like that. Yeah. I'll take that all day, every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
you get left behind.
Exactly, you can't name many rookies that came into the league that did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's always, listen, man, I'm always about give respect where respect is due. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that guy, yes, we got to give him his respect. I'm mad he got snubbed, just like I was mad last year where RJ got snubbed. And just like, I'm mad now because our whole team getting snubbed because they be trying to play us, like, you know what I'm saying? But I expect it because we the Knicks, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been bad for years and years and years, and now that we on the come up, we can't expect for the mainstream, like, you know what I'm saying, to really show us some love, like, you know what I'm saying? The only thing we need to do is continue doing what we doing and show our team some love and continue on the march.
if I
Like, you
may,
know what I mean?
if I may say something, because I believe that the narrative that the New York Knicks are being made fun of is a little bit overblown, all right? And I say this, excuse me, I say this because one, I get a chance to bring up my boy. If the Knicks are getting hated so much, right? Kevin Knox was voted Rookie of the Month. Kevin Knox was voted to the Rising Stars Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and guess what? Kevin Knox was on the all rookie team.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep saying like, "Oh, RJ wasn't doing this. The media hates us," and quickly
But even with,
and the media hates
listen,
us. It's like, well, no,
look,
Kevin Knox
even,
did this 2 years ago.
hey, look, even with that being said, what did they really say about us, though?
What?
You see what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying, but how can you
like,
say the media is biased, but the media just gave all these accolades to a young Knick player 2 years ago?
Because, man, look, listen, that year, yeah, they said all of that about Kevin Knox and this and that, but at the end of the day, when it came to our record, they were trashing us. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want about a player, but at the end of the day, they still trashing us.
I
Like,
just
you know
heard
what I'm
Rob
saying?
Parker. I just heard Rob Parker, to your point, City, trash the Knicks fans that when we were 18 and 17, they were dancing in the streets like we won a championship, and he was taking shots at fans saying, "Oh, this is how could they do this? This is not how a team should act." That I mean, I'm like, come on. I mean, why can't we be happy? It's
Oh yeah,
been so long.
this is not how fans should act. You guys are only 500. Like, well, have you checked the last 10 years? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Yes.
We're a devoted fan base. We're passionate. And Rob Parker takes a shot. Why can't you just say the team's playing well? Why can't that be the narrative?
Because the narrative is okay. Case in point, you ever been somewhere, right?
Yo, so if Rob Parker said that, nobody would be talking about what he said, right? So him saying something negative about Knicks fans gets clicks, and so y'all already know that we have a ton of storylines, right, in the national media. For one, it's LOL Knicks, right, and two is Knicks for clicks. So Rob Parker says something disrespectful for the Knicks just to get you to talk about them. It's not even about the Knicks. It's about Rob
It
Parker
works.
in that
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. And he knows he's gonna get his show. His show is gonna get views, and I understand. But at the end of the day, I also understand the other side of the coin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's two sides to every story, two sides to every flip, heads and tails or whatever.
Right.
The main thing is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can say yes, they can say good things about the Knicks. But at the end of the day,
and so I thought about, I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought about dissing them tomorrow on the Knicks morning drive. Rob Parker, Stephen A. Smith, and Max Kellerman. I'm thinking about legit.
I'm off for it tomorrow too.
Uncle Freezy, this is Rob Parker, and see how far that goes. You know what I'm saying? Because if he could do Knicks for clicks in a negative way, I'm gonna do Knicks for clicks in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
What is Rob Parker now? I know he was fired by ESPN. I mean, I'm trying to figure out where you.
He's at FS1 with Chris Broussard.
Oh, where the ESPN fires go? Okay.
Yeah, where the haters live. Like, you know what I'm saying?
My whole thing, I'm gonna be honest, right? Me personally, I'm happy about the situation with what's going on with the Knicks. But I have listened to Kevin Wright talk about, like there was a couple of conversations where Kevin Wright is, how do you say it? Something like stuck in mediocrity, and so I mean, there are people who I'm not gonna act like I have never listened to, Kevin and possibly other people talk about, hey, the Knicks are being too comfortable or with mediocrity. That's something that's been said in this show. So I'm not gonna ignore that. So that's why I kind of don't really get so mad at Rob Parker for saying about celebrating and this, that, and the third, and we should have, because honestly, I have heard Kevin W. debate like, listen, man, we are stuck in mediocrity. This is not good enough, and I think even Freezy too sometimes has said that about sometimes the state of the Knicks. Sometimes like we're not happy with the current situation like that, like where they feel like things are overblown or we shouldn't be so happy. Like that's not something Rob Parker's not the first person to say that. I've actually listened to that in this show, from Freezy and from Hoodie Cav. Maybe not.
But Rafael, so there's a difference. There's a difference. So we say it from a Knicks fandom perspective, right? So we legit have a vested interest. We have a vested interest, right, in the Knicks. This dude has a vested interest in drawing viewers to his show. There's a difference. So when I say some things like, "Hey y'all, let's pat the break a little bit. Let's not get head over heels," it's because I'm legit trying to look out for the fan base. When Rob Parker says it, he's trying to look out for the Rob Parker show.
I look at it like when I say that, it's like, you ever been out with like a family member or some friends or something, and y'all at a restaurant, and one of y'all that acting loud and there's a brazen like, yo, act like you've been somewhere before, right? You say that like, you calm down, like you don't got to show out like this. And it's like the mentality of winning teams is, or fan bases of winning teams is 500. Okay, I'm not being happy because we're 500. Right. This is that Knicks fans have, like you said, we've been losing for so long that the first sign of something positive, we just over the moon, like we won the championship or something. It's like, no, this is what good teams are supposed to do. They're supposed to win games. They're supposed to be over 500.
Which is what Rob is saying. Rob Parker is saying the same thing.
Yeah, but why can't I understand? That's all fine and dandy. I always just say, here's my thing. I would, first of all, I was enjoying when they were not, when we started when we were playing well and we were still a couple games under 500. We were not being talked about that much early in the season. I'm talking about Hoodie Cap. They were, and I was like happy. They really were just staying away from us. They didn't know what to believe. But now all of a sudden you come out of the Warworks to take shots. I get it. Yes, we should act normally, behave beautifully. That's all fine and dandy. But the reality is, it's been so long. Let us have a moment. Can we just have some peace and quiet? But no, you got to get clicks. I get it.
No, but my whole thing is most teams that were coming out of like rebuilding situations, I don't know who said it, but there's some people in the show. So shout out to a lot of new people who've been coming onto this Knicks at Night, and I'm trying to keep up with everybody's name. I'm not trying to. I respect their opinions, but I just can't remember their names because I was dealing with COVID and all that. But somebody said like, the Clippers, when they got a, when they first made it to the playoffs, when they had Shai Gilgeous, they were going through this. It was the same thing. They started getting attention. Like, wait a minute, we could actually recruit Kevin Durant if we keep playing this way, And so this is part of the process, This is, first it starts with winning, and then you try to recruit and. All we need to do is keep moving forward. So, but I think it is a cause for celebration to Latrell's point versus acting professional and acting like we've been there and done that. I'm not acting. I was never acting. I'm not going to act. When it's time to celebrate, it's time to celebrate. When it's time to be disappointed, it's time to be disappointed. There's an appropriate thing to every situation. And right now, it's a time to celebrate and to be proud of this team and to be wanting to see players continue to get better because that's what we're seeing. We're seeing, wow, this person is playing better. This person is playing better. I'm seeing Frank Ntilikina play aggressive, and I want to hope, can this guy keep it up? Can he stay consistent? He went from being out of the rotation to now he is in the rotation to now he's starting. I saw that within these 36 games. So there is a level of joy and a level of proudness that is warranted. I don't think there is a Knicks fan who's not doing anything that's not warranted. Everything that's going on right now is warranted. There's nothing unwarranted. Either you appreciate it or you don't. And
I mean,
nobody's not pretending like um like we got to remember we're coming out of a rebuild. You got fans still talking about we need to win 10 games so we could get draft for we could fade for Kuminga. And we're finally getting we're big, and now we're coming up we're transitioning to how can we win the next game. I don't care what happens. How do we? You see, the Knicks. I'm seeing Knicks Nation divided. You seen the whole the fan base is becoming like, listen, man, we need to win the next game. How are we gonna do it? What does Tibbs need to do? What needs to happen? Versus saying, man, I hope we lose this game so we can fade for Cade.
I mean, my whole thing. You're exactly right, God of Moses. I mean, it is a time now. Look, we got to prove ourselves in the second half. We got a long way to go. It could all fall apart in the second half. We don't know. Okay, but my whole thing is this: we're almost at the All-Star break. If this Knicks team wins against Detroit, they're a game over 500. I think we can all take a step back, have a nice breath, have a nice pizza. You're going to have your jersey. You're going to be playing PlayStation, and just say, you know what, the Knicks they're in a good spot. Let's give them some credit. We can enjoy it. And then after the All-Star break, we'll see what this team is. Maybe they'll die. Maybe the schedule will get too hard and this team will fade. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this team, they may get under 500 again. They may be a couple games under, but I think this team is going to still compete. Mm-hmm. I think this team has the right spirit. So
the question is,
so we'll see what happens.
This is the question. This is the $1 million question, right? If this is my mindset, and this is what I want to get Knicks fans to come over, right? Is it shouldn't matter if we are a game over 500 or 5 games over 500. Is the mentality of a winner is that's what you should expect anyways. And as long as Knicks fans have that mentality, like, oh, let's celebrate because we finished the first half a game over 500. There's no need. Good teams don't celebrate that. That's my thing. And that's what I want Knicks fans to come into, is expecting this team to be good. And once you expect this team to be good, as fans, I promise you, it won't matter what Rob Parker or anyone else says, right? Because we feed them ammunition by even giving a damn what they say.
I think they're going to talk about us regardless. We're just too popular.
My whole thing, I got questions.
No, because they don't talk about good teams in a negative light.
I got a couple of questions to go with.
No, see, I disagree, bro. We listen. We have to be happy. You have to celebrate the success that you get when you was not successful. You understand what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, we've been bad for over a decade, bro.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
you know what I'm saying? So when we come up, yes, we have to celebrate that. Anybody that comes from the bottom and starts rising to the top, yes, you have to celebrate the fruits of your labor, because guess what? You rising. You have to be happy about that. You got to show some type of, like, I get it. Other teams that are projected to be what do you call it? That are projected to win 50 something games or whatever, and they get to 20 wins. They're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, they were projected to do that. We wasn't projected to do that. So yes. Anytime you are called out to not do something and you rise above what people tell you can't do, you have to celebrate it, bro.
And when I say celebrate, when you say celebrate, you're not saying the team is celebrating. You're saying the fans.
Right.
Yes, the
Right.
fans,
Yeah.
even the team, because listen, the team might have different how do you call it? Like the team might have a different outlook than what we have. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? The team might feel like
I guarantee they had the same outlook that I have.
the team might feel like this. They might feel like, hey, listen, man, we feel like we could do this, and that. Vegas has us doing this, and that, but we feel like we better than that, or whatever. But for us fans, yes,
You make
Oh,
yes.
hold on. I
Let
got
me-
a super chat. Let me get 1 second, Rock. Let me call it a super chat right quick.
Mhm.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Afro DJ Eddie. Every time I agree with Hoodie Kev on something, I gotta pay, laugh my ass off. We supposed to do this. We don't throw a ticker tape parade for being over 500. Thank you again for the $5 super chat.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, and I want to make it quick because I agree with City for real, and I also agree with Tibbs. Tibbs is never happy when we're winning. Hey Tibbs, how do you feel about winning for 500? Hey Mark, you know I'm never happy.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm never happy, right? So if you want to have, do I want Tibbs to? Do I like Tibbs' approach? Absolutely. As a coach, I like that we have a coach who's not satisfied,
Of course.
who has higher expectations, right? So I get that. I get the concept. I get the concept of where you're coming from about creating expectations, right? Because Tibbs is doing that alone. Every time he's, every time Tibbs is on the podium, he smiles for different reasons, but it's never because of the record, because he expects this team. I don't even know if I heard that right or if that's the thinking, but I think the concept is for the Knicks to go to the playoffs, have until the Knicks have home court advantage in the playoffs. And well, right, that means you're a top 4 seed in the playoffs. So having home court advantage. It's not until then that a coach like Tibbs is not going to be happy. And my whole thing is, I get the whole concept of like, hey, listen, man, we shouldn't be happy about. That's what we have Tibbs. That's what I have Tibbs for.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I need Tibbs to be like that. But
Sure.
me as a fan now, I'm happy with the situation.
Of course.
I got my Tibbs over there. He's no nonsense. He's never happy about how many wins we get. There's always another game, and we got to prepare for the next game. And there's another game coming and another game. So I like that. I already got that structure. I don't need to be that person no more.
And you shouldn't feel guilty for feeling that way as a fan.
Right. Exactly. So I already got that coach. I don't need to be a coach. I got the coach doing that for me, and he's teaching the youngins and Julius Randle, all-star Julius Randle, how to conduct himself. He's doing that work. So I know that I don't feel like I have to be a coach fan. I don't have to be a coach fan. If you want to be a coach fan, that's fine for you guys. I don't want to be a coach fan no more. I got my Tibbs. He's doing that. He's doing exactly what I need. Don't celebrate too much. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. That's it.
So what I will say, and this will be my last thing, and then I got to run. But it's always a pleasure, my guys. Thibodeau gets it, like you said, God of Moses. He gets it. He understands. Like after that Spurs game, you know what? I love what he said. We got what we deserve. We got what we deserve. We have to beat Detroit. We have to get to 19 and 18. The team will feel good about where they are. We have to find a way to win that game. I don't think Rose is going to play. I'm hoping Elfrid Payton plays. We'll see. If he doesn't, I'm concerned. We got to find a way to win that game. And then the schedule in the second half is brutal. Doesn't mean the Knicks can't. I mean, to be fair, the first 10 to 15 games, a lot of them were on the road and the Knicks got through it. But we got a brutal second half schedule. I think with Tom Thibodeau, he's going to get them to be held accountable. And we're going to find a way to get to 33, 34 wins, which is what we're going to need to do to have a chance to make the playoffs. But like you said, God of Moses, we can't think ahead. Enjoy it. Enjoy your jersey. It's coming in the mail, my man. Your Randall jersey's coming. It's coming to you. You deserved it. You earned it. You said he was going to be an all-star, and you're getting a good color. So
Thanks,
the
man.
next time I see you, you're coming on the show with that jersey. So
I will.
you guys
There
have a
you
good
go.
night.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
All right,
I'll go.
peace, bro.
Peace, man.
I just have a different mindset, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to it. It's just like I said before, I think your mindset is great. You know, I'm not gonna say I don't dislike it, but I like it for my coach to have that mindset. I like my coach to say to have these fans, to have the team set expectations high. Like, don't be too happy over 500. I think if Fizdale was there or another coach or Kenny Atkinson, no shade to Kenny Atkinson, right? Maybe the team, the roster probably would have been too happy, and that's why I like Tibbs. I'm like, I don't want somebody that's going to be too happy. Then I would be like, listen, man, Kev W is on. He's on the money. We can't be celebrating. That's a cause for concern. But if you have a coach like Tibbs, who are constantly here on the podium talking about he's never happy about these wins, he's never satisfied about these wins, then I'm even happier. I'm happier as a fan. I'm like, oh, this is
One of the things I like that Tibbs says is when he says the games keep coming, there is like no more truth than can be said than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? When he says, "Oh, we just got to be ready because the games keep coming," and they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? This season is like a push all season. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's swinging back to backs and doing this, doing that, or playing however many games in 7 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when he says the games keep coming, yeah, they do. And I give him the respect that he's got our team rocking and ready to roll every game. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we had our mishaps here and there or whatever, but like, you know, our defensive breaking isn't it's not a fluke. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we're doing and the games that we're winning, it's not a fluke. So yes, every Knicks fan, I don't care if you're not watching, if you're watching, yes, every Knicks fan, you should be happy about this team right now.
I'm not
Because
saying
they
don't
earned
be.
it. They
I'm not
earned it.
saying don't be happy about the team. I'm not. I'm definitely not saying that. All I'm saying is when you have. Okay, let me ask you a question. At what point in time during the season, I guess, did you realize this was a good team?
You know when I started, man? I think this thing started in preseason, man. I feel like the preseason, we were so, because remember, this season was dragging. Like, it took so long from March. I think March 6th was the last game we played. And then the draft got pushed back, and then it got pushed back. And then finally the preseason started. And I mean, as Freezy, I think once we started seeing the preseason games, it's like, man, this team looks all right. Like, you know, they were better than we thought. And then you started.
See, I would say this, and I'm gonna be honest. Even up until right now, I cannot tell you when I thought that we were gonna be doing the things that we were gonna be doing, but we're doing them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I and this is just being real. Like, I never thought for sure that we would be this good, even back when we were like a couple of games behind 500. It was just kind of like, oh well, like, you know, I was just kind of always thinking like, well, let me see, and even right now, I'm still just like, I'm on the whims, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm happy for the team, but I'm still on the cusp of like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying?
And
Should I really be hyped, or should
Let me hold on. Let me get to this super chat right quick. Thank you, State, for the 499 super chat. Here's RJ's 21, Quickly is 21, Frank is 22, Obi is 22 in their rotation with an All Star. Sue at 26, Knox at 21, a shooter. Our young core, good money, and Tibbs is an elite coach. Thanks, Tate. If you want to jump on, just as if you want me to tell Freezy to drop the link, just let me know.
I think what really got me was when the Knicks, I think RJ won a game for Austin Rivers, beat the Utah Jazz. Alfred Payton beat a team. I can't remember who it was who stepped up. Then Julius Randle. It started being this team that certain players were stepping up, winning games for us. That's when I started. I think it was like, the first 10 games, I never seen this team, not just one guy beating everybody. It's a different combination of players. Like that's what.
So you know what makes it weird is that we pretty much kind of got the same roster from last year. I mean, yeah, there's like a few players difference. Even before, let's just say before Derrick Rose came, and all of that, but pretty much you kind of still got the same guys, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like these guys are just playing different and they're performing better than what they did last year. Now, do we account that into their synergy?
I think it goes to coaching. And my whole thing is, one of the first times that I've ever met Freezy, it was on Nothing But Knicks. And I wanted Coach Tibbs on this. I was like, listen, man, I don't want no more David Fizdale. I don't want Kenny Atkinson more. I don't want none of that no more. I want Tibbs. I want a player like Tibbs. And then Freezy, he said something along the lines like, I don't think he was comparing him to Jim Boylan, but I don't know how he felt about Tibbs. But I remember him asking me about something about Jim Boylan. And I'm like, I don't know why you're comparing him to Jim Boylan. I think he's more like Eric Spoelstra. If you ask me my opinion, I think Tom Thibodeau is more Eric Spoelstra than Jim Boylan. I'm like, I couldn't at that time. I couldn't comprehend. So I always wanted Tibbs since March, April, May. Since it was like around there before we didn't even hire him. I wanted Tibbs, and so I'm glad that we got the right coach. And look, the same coach has about the same roster as Fizdale. Maybe the only difference is you swap out Wayne Ellington for Alec Burks, and you still have Alfred Payton when you started the season, and maybe I don't even know. Oh, you drafted Obi and you drafted quickly. Okay, that's about it. That's about it, really. But you relative to your point, you still have the same roster, and you have Tibbs, who that's somebody I wanted. And look at this roster. This roster is beating teams with different. It's early in the season. It was different players in this roster that was beating these other teams. I couldn't believe it. I was like, so that's all I had to say about the coach and the same roster.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it's crazy to think that half of the time, what do we interchange, like 3 or 4 guys maybe or something like that, like, you know what I'm saying? And to know that these same guys that we had last year that we were all talking about get them out of here, that most of the time a lot of people are still talking about get them out of here. They got us to 500, like, you know what I mean? Up and down, everybody, like, listen, and this is one of the things that I always say with our team. We go as our bench go. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is one thing that I bank on all of the time. When our bench plays good, we play well. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we get wins. When our bench doesn't play good, then yeah, we gonna lose. We gonna lose some games. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because for our team, we win by committee, man. Like, this is just a thing. A lot of people don't. At least I don't think a lot of people realize that. But that's what we do. Like we win by committee.
So I want to bring back the conversation about Rob Parker. And my whole thing is, again, I'm not stunned. I don't think people should be stunned. And maybe I'm beating a dead horse, but I'm not too stunned by what Rob Parker said. I know what Freezy's point that that Hoodie Kev and Freezy's coming from a fan, from a Knicks fan point of view. I get it, but still the opinions are very similar. Of we shouldn't be that happy about celebrating. We should be expecting more, and that's still their opinion, and I'm okay with that. But my whole thing is, if I didn't hear something like that from Kev or from Freezy, then I would be shocked what Rob Parker said. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, who is this guy? Where's he coming from? Because I don't hear that. I don't hear that from within my Knicks circle. But that's not true. I actually have heard it within our Knicks circle, so it's not something new.
Wait,
So
what did you? Wait.
So what I'm saying is what Rob Parker said is not something that I haven't heard before.
Okay.
From Freezy, you know what I'm saying? So it's not something that it's normal. It's actually what he said. It's very normal in the chat, in the panel. Even people in the chat just said, shout out to Kev. I actually agree with him. We shouldn't be celebrating about being over 500. It's not. So Rob Parker didn't say anything that the chat doesn't agree, and what the panel doesn't agree. They actually agree with each other more than they think. And my whole thing is, I disagree because I'm looking at the total picture and I'm looking at a big picture, and that I am putting in context that we were rebuilding for the last 7 years and we're finally getting out. So I don't think what Rob Parker said is anything big. I don't think it's big news in my eyes. I think it's actually very small when you look at it, because a lot of Knicks fans agree with him, whether they like Rob Parker or not, or they don't like that he's not a Knicks fan and he's saying that. Like that doesn't bother me, like whether you're a Knicks fan or not. It's people agree with him.
See, this is my thing, man. And I'll say this, right? Regardless of what he said, regardless of what anybody says, bro, listen, man. Yes, we should be happy about this. Man, listen, let me tell you this, right? If you run a 100-yard dash and you only make it 50 yards, right? And you get tired, and somebody come and say, yo, you was halfway there, man. You almost made it. You was halfway there. You almost made it. Should you not be happy about that?
Yeah.
Or should you just say, oh, well, I was almost there, so, well, whatever, it's cool.
I kind of lost track. Can you say it again? I lost track because I was creating something as you were talking, and I'm like, right. Man.
No, so what I said was I brought it to a 100-yard dash analogy, right? I said, right. If you was running a 100-yard dash and you made it to 50 yards, right? Mm-hmm. And you couldn't go no more and you got tired. And somebody told you, they say, yo, you was almost there. You was halfway there. You almost made it. Should you be happy about that?
My whole thing is, your analogy, I kind of get your analogy.
You get what I'm saying? Yes, I should be happy about that because
I would have used your analogy a little bit differently. Like I would have said something like, because remember, this is a process. You understand?
Right.
So the analogy,
I'm just saying, leaving all of that out of it.
The thing is, the problem with Rob Parker's comments is that it doesn't look at the situation as a process.
Right.
You understand? That's the problem within itself. It's like things are not black and white. I don't care how much you expect this, that, and the third. It doesn't work like the way you say it. There's levels to this. You have to. There's a grind to this. You have to. The Knicks needed to tank to get the pieces. The Knicks needed to get Julius Randle in free agency. The Knicks needed to fire David Fizdale and get Tom Thibodeau. So there is this moving forward, and there was also setbacks, and now we're moving forward. So it is difficult in the 100-yard dash, but it's something like along the lines of if for 3 years you could only run maybe 50 times, and the fourth time you've actually made it close to 75 or 80 or 90. There's steps to this, and that's the problem with a lot of people's comments in general.
All right, so let me ask you this, right? Those
comments doesn't cover the big picture. They only cover maybe just the surface. It covers very little ground. Most people's comments, in my perspective, it's not enough to say.
Let me ask y'all this too.
It's not enough to say, "Hey, you got to have high expectations." You're not drawing a big picture. It's not big picture enough like that to say it's something. You gotta, everything. This in order to win in this league, you have to go through the process. Michael Jordan went through the process, and it's been long been talked about how he had to get beat up for years by the Detroit Pistons to get where he was. So there is a process, and when you start talking things in a process, I feel like I personally would understand you more, and I feel like you could win more people votes or point of view when you say things as a process versus saying things as if it's a rule, as if it doesn't work like that. The NBA is a process. It's more process than you think.
Yeah, I get the process, but at the same time, man, like we got to look at what it really is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? The process. Okay.
For real.
But
What's
at
up,
the same,
Ralph? Yeah.
But like at the same time, we got to understand, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are at 500. Okay. And guess what? Just like what you said, we went through that process to get to 500. So yes, we should be happy about it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? There is no, I don't care what Rob Parker says. I don't care what Max Kellerman says. I don't care what whoever else says that's in the mainstream, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Can you fill me in what Rob Parker said, please? Because I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Please fill me in, bro.
Oh, so I don't even know, but I'm guessing from what I heard.
I just listened to it when y'all was talking. That's how come I didn't get on. What he was what him and Chris Passard was basically saying was that we as Knicks fans shouldn't be happy that we're 500 and that Brooklyn is playing and nobody in New York is really paying attention to Brooklyn. So basically what he's screaming at is our fanhood that in the loyalty that we have to the Knicks, that we shouldn't have it.
Yeah, that we should be Brooklyn fans.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say what I want to say.
Basically, we should jump ship because Brooklyn got. But see, this is what's wrong with what he's saying. Number one, we was here when we traded Melo to start the rebuild. When the New York Knicks was underground, nobody talked about them in the media, but we were still here with Sims and everything, hollering about our process. Now that we're doing so, now that we're starting to make a little bit noise as 500, they trying to tell us to be quiet, shut up and don't talk. But we went through those 17 win seasons when they wasn't talking about us. We watched them talk crap about us all the time. Now that we're doing something, yes, as Knicks fans, we should speak about it. And they should be the ones who shut up because they never followed the process from 2017 like we did. So we do have something to say. And as far as us switching to go to Brooklyn, all of those players got their own baggage. Durant got his, Kyrie got his, and Harden's starting to get his. You know, we don't move like that in New York. You know what I'm saying? We move in a whole different way. If we rolling with you, we with you. We ain't
You
gonna
know,
all of a
yo,
sudden.
Rob, yo, Rob. You know why Rob Parker is horrifically wrong in his assessment? Kyrie already had fans. Harden already had fans. KD already had fans. So when they go to the Nets, their fans is not really organic. They don't come from the mud. They don't have that blood, sweat, and tears in the water.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different, right? What I'm watching right now with the Knicks, with this beautiful young core that we have, and I'm watching Big Dog Juju just change the way he play. I'm watching how Thibodeau is coaching. I'm not worried about what the Nets is doing over there because we playing with house money. Right now, the Knicks, right now, the Sixers, the Nets, who else is it? In the Bucks. Right now, if we at the dice game, those three teams got banged. We playing with house money. If we make it to the playoffs, the pressure is not on the Knicks. The pressure's on whoever we play. So it ain't like we got upside. This ain't no downside to this. We 18-18, and I think that sometimes like people like Kev is just they want to see more. You get what I'm saying? Like he's not satisfied, and I respect it. I respect it. Like Kev, it might sound.
Just want Knox to play.
No. I want not. Wait. But Rob though, I want Knox to play too. And you want to know what's funny? I love how you just brought that up. Last game, Burks had 4 points. Bullock had 4 points.
Knox had 6.
Knox had 7. Correct yourself. Now, let's go to Bullock and Bullock last few couple of games, right? I'm glad my phone is right here because this is disgusting that I'm watching from Reggie Bullock. 3 points, 9 points, 9 points, 10 points, 7 points, 10 points, 4 points, 8 points. If y'all gonna sit here and tell me that Knox can't give me 9 points in the amount of minutes that Reggie Bullock is playing, then I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
Like you know, we ain't gonna really make this about Knox, but
No,
the difference between
it's not
you
about
and
Knox.
this is the difference between you and Kev. This is the difference between you and Kev. You want Knox to play, Kev want Knox to play, but you still have the whole scope of the team. You're not killing the rest of the team because Knox is not playing.
I think it has to do with Knox starting. I think that's the problem, and I don't look. I'm not going to disagree with Ralph.
Thank you, Ralph. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to really say it.
I think that was
want to sound like a homer.
Right. I think the problem was by Knox starting, and me personally, you know, I trust Tibbs. So if Tibbs starts Knox, cool. If he doesn't, that means I know he's not ready. That's me. Some people are gonna say, no, Tibbs doesn't know what he's doing. He did that in the third.
That's not fact.
I trust the coach because the coach, he's never happy about winning.
That's the scope of the team.
He's not satisfied. He doesn't get too happy about the wins. He's never satisfied about, and also there was a period of time, whether it was within the first 10 games or the 15 games, where the trajectory of Knox field goal percentage was going up. He was producing a lot better. And the argument for Knox to start was a good conversation. But then sometimes he regresses. And look,
but you know what? That was fool's gold because yes, he was.
That could be said.
He was going up, but all it took was 2 shots to send him back down because he didn't really put up enough shots. Every shot affected his field goal percentage. So if he had a bad game with 0 for 3, he back to 34%. Then he hit 3 and he back to 38%. So it was like pretty much fool's gold because he really haven't established anything.
So Rob and Ralph, I want y'all to answer this question. We watched the last game. Did Quickly pass the ball anytime he came off a pick and roll? I
don't think so.
So Quickly is the guy who played with Knox and Obi last game.
I want to hold on. Wait. Say. I want to put this in context though, real quick.
No. I'm putting it in context.
No. I want to say this because I remember the first 20 games
Right.
We all love Quickly with Knox.
I still love Quickly.
Cool. No.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was getting other people involved. He was passing the ball a lot. Remember?
Yes.
So I think this might be a coach decision.
It looked like Tibbs changed his role.
It changed his role. He want him to shoot more.
He do.
That's how he liked his guards. I don't know the whole philosophy. I'm just looking from outside looking in. But I can tell you something that a lot of people loved Quickly because he was directing, he was passing the ball, and Knox was getting 15 points per game with Quickly, and this, that, and the third. It was a whole thing the first 10 games when we first started catching wind of Quickly. He could shoot the three, he can pass, and he could draw fouls. Those were three things. Well, the passing was not so much, but it wasn't as bad as it is now.
Yeah, it's not bad. No, you got to accept this.
It's horrific.
He's out there gunning. He's a chucker right now. He's
changed his role.
He's a chucker.
Especially with Rose not there yesterday. They needed offense. He changed that. You can tell. Lately, look, check this out. He hasn't been pulling them from missing shots. So obviously he's telling them to shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. That's what I'm saying.
I still love Quickly.
I love Quickly.
No. But the role, we're emphasizing the role of Quickly from the first 10 games to now. We're not to 36 games. So right now, his game.
But when you say something, Ralph, like we loved them and did like now we don't, you're trying to make it look like it was his fault. That's how you was coming across.
I said Tibbs possibly wants his guards to shoot more, especially that he's a 40%. Well, he was nearly 40% 3-point shooter in the early season. I don't know what he is now. Okay, cool. So maybe Tibbs wants him to. He's trusting him to shoot more, especially this team that lacks outside shooting. You know,
I don't know if we lack out. I don't know if we lack
you just called the inconsistencies of Burke and Bullock. That's inside. That's inconsistent shooting right there.
Yeah, Bullock and Burks,
and they both on the floor, so you can say that we're inconsistent.
I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. Our main problem with our team is the inconsistency. Like, if guys would stay consistent, even with our record right now, if guys would stay consistent, I guarantee you we would have won at least 3-4 more games. At least.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, at least. And that's
because Burke ain't show up at all in that San Antonio game.
Yo, he was pathetic, bro. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yo, can I ask y'all a question? Do you like Frank Ntilikina now?
Yeah. I like this version.
I never had a problem with Frank. I never had a problem with Frank.
I did.
I've always liked Frank, and I told Sam, I said, yo, he is Frankie French fry fingers. If you look at that guy's hands, man, I'm trying to tell you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Frank has always been Frank, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He's the guy. He gives us glimpses and flashes, just like all of our other bench players. They give us glimpses and flashes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they come in 1 or 2, 3 games, like, you know what I'm saying? And they handle their business. And then the next 2 or 3 games, you can't find them anywhere on the court.
But let me say this to you, City, for real. Since Frank been in the rotation, even when the ball scores 2 points, the ball affects the game. And when he got inserted into the starting lineup, it made me realize as a Franker, that man is not a point guard. Mm-hmm. He's a wing.
But this is things that we already knew. This is things that we've been saying.
A lot of us did it. I didn't know, City.
A lot of people were hating. Yeah, bro.
I didn't know.
You see, I told
Tibbs
you.
Unlocked them.
But here's another thing. So
but the game before he was 0-0-0-0.
We won the game.
But that's what I'm saying.
We won the game.
I don't know what game was that, but
No, the game before the Spurs game.
Yeah, the one before the Spurs game.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Frank had
Yeah, he
zero.
didn't
He's
score
still-
nothing. He didn't no
He's
scoring, no
still
assists, no
affected
rebounds,
He
no
still
nothing.
affected the game, bro.
Okay,
You gotta stay
but here's
consistent.
I do like this version of Frank. I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
I'm not the one to like defense and no aggressiveness on the offense. I don't like that Frank. I like a Frank right now. You pass him the ball. He's gonna go. He's gonna gun.
Let me ask y'all this.
That means oh snap, this guy's coming here to play.
Yeah.
We might have lost against the Spurs today, but we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So that's what I like. That you don't know what can happen tomorrow. Because I'm not concerned about your defense, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Is can you keep it consistent? If we pass you the ball, can you take the shot? Can you take your shots to make sure that we can win this game? Because we're gonna need you to knock down your shots. That's what the NBA is to me. When you get on the floor, you gotta have your spots. You gotta knock them down. He's knocking down those corner threes. I'm hoping he learns from quickly and knows how to draw fouls because last season, and I don't like to talk about last season too much, he was an 80% free throw shooter. That means you should be getting to the line more versus other players.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that attack mentality. That's the reason why
he's developing. He's developing it, and I want to see more. I do see, just like maybe I would take off a little bit of green light on IQ, and I would put some on Frank. I'm like, Frank, I need you to learn from IQ. He's out there gunning. He stays confident and he stays attacking. You need to do the same. That's why, as much as maybe IQ's shooting, he has tunnel vision. But look, Frank had no assists last game. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Stay shooting. When you get the ball, I want you to shoot the ball. I don't want to hear no stories about this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear no. I don't care about you as a general, as a floor general. I don't care about none of that. Get the ball, knock it down, and then hustle back for some defense because we're gonna need that too. That's it. Keep it simple, and that's what I like about Tibbs. He made it simple for Julius. I hope he makes it simple for Frank because he needs it.
Go City.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, let me ask y'all this. Why does my boy, y'all probably already know what I'm gonna say, why does my boy the Elf of Wall Street get so much hate? This man has played defense, right? This man has dove on the floor. This man has gotten steals. This man has put us back in games. He has put us back in games, right? When nobody was doing anything. Not IQ, not Julius, not anybody.
So as the biggest Alfred Payton hater on this panel right now, I think I feel obligated to answer this question.
Do it, bro.
For me personally, it's nothing against Alfred Payton, but when he's on the floor, it is no spacing. Randall has no space. RJ has no space. It's bad enough Nerlens Noel can't shoot a goddamn lick for his life. I will say this about Alfred.
Look, see, this is my retort for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Might be no spacing, whatever. But the man still did what he did to put us in games and keep us in games.
I respect it.
Even with all of that being said, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know the difference between Elfrid Payton and Russell Westbrook?
What the hell are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
Elfrid Payton can't finish at the rim to save his goddamn life.
And you know what I don't like?
The only difference between Russell Westbrook and Elfrid Payton. If Elfrid Payton could make a layup, he'd probably average 20 points in this league.
Yo, but listen, he like 50% on his layups still.
But City,
which he should be more
on a layup.
Yeah, City,
which he should be more. But I'm just saying, listen,
I hate 50% on a layup.
I hate Alfred Payton game, bro. I'm sorry.
No,
he's boring.
Ain't wrong with that.
He's boring. He never outplays another starting point guard. It's clunky. I hate watching the Knicks offense when he's playing. It just looks more free flowing when he's just not playing. It just looks better. That's just for me, bro.
Right, looking better, and actual things that happen don't mean the same thing.
But the actual thing that's happening is right now. Wait, since Alfred been out the lineup, the Knicks offense has been climbing up. We're still top 5 in defense, but our offense been climbing up. When Alfred was starting, our offense was last in it's 29th in the league. So if you come with Alfred Payton, you gonna have to give me something better than that.
So I would say this. Mm-hmm. Although our offense was climbing up, right?
Right.
We on a 3-game winning streak, right?
Right.
With Alfred Payton starting, what was our main winning streak?
I think we had about a 5-game winning streak.
3 games.
Oh, 3-game winning streak. I think we had another 5-game winning streak where Alfred was starting too.
No, 3 games, bro. 3 games.
3? Well, I still hated the offense while
you know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Either way, you know what I mean? If you look at it right now, as it sits right now, even with Derrick Rose starting, we had a 3-game win streak.
Okay.
Over Payton started,
play yesterday.
We had 2 3-game winning streaks.
All right. But I tell you this, City, your man Alfred Payton is banished. Even if he's healthy, it should be no reason why I'm seeing him. Because, bro, we know Derrick Rose is not getting benched. That's Thibodeau's son. And Frank Ntilikina is already finally, thank God, producing and Frank shoots better than Alfred, and he provides more spacing. And dudes actually start guarding Frank at the 3-point line. And Frank
Payton gets to the hole better than Ntilikina.
It's true, that's true. But Payton never passes the ball out when he gets to the hole. It's either a clunky, stupid layup, or he's trying to do some stupid pass, and he's trying to pass it to Nerlens. Payton never throws Mitch a good lob. That's mad annoying. Nah.
If you really watch the games, most of the time when Payton comes down the floor, what does he do?
He does some stupid pick and roll and
he passes it straight to Julius.
Yeah, and I hate it, and that is not fun, bro. That's not fun to watch.
It's not fun, but at the end of the day, we play our offense through Julius. So when he comes down the floor, he gives it to the man that he has to give it to. That's just how it goes. People might not like it. It might look whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. That man get the ball, he come down the floor, let me give it to the man of the team. And that's it. I'm moving out the way. Well, that's what he does.
Well, you're going to see soon that he won't be a part of this Knicks rotation no more.
I mean, I think we could get a nice player for him, but I gotta give credit to Alfred Payton about there's some games, bro, where he could sometimes. I don't know if it's factual, but how do I say that? Like he keeps us in games, and sometimes he just goes 9 for 18 and goes straight to the hole.
Name him.
I mean, it wasn't the last game though. I think it wasn't the Spurs before he got hurt. It was a game where before he got hurt, he had 3 games where, you know what I'm saying, where he's being aggressive
when nobody was putting in buckets, and he was just getting to the cup. And this is what I'm saying. Even if you don't like the player, man, you got to give credit when credit is.
I give him credit. Alfred kept us in games. Alfred is one of the main reasons why we 18-18. I will never not say and not give none of these boys their credit. Bullock deserves credit. Burks deserves credit. Taj, credit. Tibbs, credit. Kenny Payne, Yoshi, all of those guys.
And that doesn't mean you won't trade them either, but
exactly.
You could still say, listen, man, if I can improve this roster, I got to do what I got to do. But the contribution for $5 million and to be starting, and we had the number 1 defense, and he's the starting point guard for this team. And on top of that, I've seen games where nobody has it, and he knows. Yo, you got to step up. If you
what game was that? I forgot what game was that.
I don't remember, man. I can't remember the game.
He scored 6 or 8 points in a row or something. You know what I mean?
That's not something I was used to seeing with this roster. Usually, when it's very hard to find who's going to step up. That's usually the name of the game. Man, we know Julius is going to be around. but who's going to step up today? And there was a couple of games where that was Alfred Payton, and he's stepping up like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna get the dub today. We're gonna get the W today. And
Alfred is a once in the every 10 game guy. And he'll give you that once every 10 games, and I respect it. But you know, the Knicks is just more fun to watch when Alfred Payton is not playing. That's just for me personally. And for me personally, I'd rather see Frank, Knox, and Obi get minutes. I need to see them playing winning basketball.
Frank is
why do you need to see him this year? You're gonna see him. You're seeing him, but why you got to see him so dominant this year?
No,
time.
Not dominant, but as you can see how Randall is carrying us right now, you get what I'm saying? I want them to play minutes on the floor. These are meaningful minutes every single game. We 500
every time he gets playoff spot. Every time Obi is doing more and more as he's on the floor.
I love Obi.
He's coming along slowly. It's okay. It's okay.
And so is Frank. Frank is coming through slowly. He went from out of the rotation to being in the rotation to start.
Frankie Cockroach.
I love Frank Milliken.
That's Frankie Cockroach. He never dies.
I love.
He said he got 9 lives.
This dude,
Frankie Cockroach.
Ralph. If we make the playoffs, I guarantee you, one of them playoff games, Frank is going to completely shut somebody down. We going what? Frank going to shut somebody down, and Randall going to have a 30-point triple-double.
It's not the shutdown. Look, it's not the shutdown no more that I need from Frank because we have a top 5 defensive team.
What I want the points. I respect it.
Don't bring me no defense when we got the top 5 defensive team. We need to keep him on track of scoring because if not, Frank is the type of person he will totally forget about scoring, man.
But Ralph,
that's not okay, and that's not okay all the time.
Let me ask you a question.
But I'll trade offense for defense all the time.
All day. Ralph, let me ask you a question. Do you think Frank starting forces him to shoot more? Because now he know you get what I'm saying? Like now he knows when you get a pass from Randall. You gotta
answer your question, it's the same thing like Randall. Tibbs is possibly simplifying the game and pushing his IQ level where it makes more sense to score than to just play his defense and finish the game with 0 points and 0 rebounds and 0 assists.
See, now look, the only reason why I say no is because, listen, how many years have we been seeing Frank for?
4. This is his 4th year. This
how
is
many
the game.
Games? Now look, think about it. How many games has he started for us?
1.
He's been hurt though.
No,
I'm not saying this year.
In 4 years?
I'm not saying this year.
I think he probably got about 52 starts in 4 years, if I'm not mistaken.
This is now I don't even know the number, but what I'm saying is that we've seen him starting, like, you know what I'm saying, before. This is not an anomaly. Like,
No, but City, put it in context. We seen him starting under Jeff Horner trash and David Fizz trash. So we can't compare him starting under them to Thibodeau.
Right.
Because gotta be fair.
But at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, we also gotta recognize too, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yes, he was starting and
I think Mike Johnson is Charles B in disguise.
City.
Mike Johnson is Chuck D in disguise.
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to jump on the laptop. I gotta get it.
I think that's Chuck.
Hold on.
That's Chuck's classmate or something.
I want to make a
point. He sounded too much like Chuck.
Go ahead, Ralph.
I want to say to because State made a good point about the coaching, and I'm not gonna act like people didn't say to me that Julius Randle can't change. He is who he is. He's a selfish player. This, that, and the third. Players can change. Players can get better. So I could see Frank Ntilikina average over 10 points per game. He could, Tibbs could simplify the game for him where he can become a threat for the Knicks team. I don't know about the league, but he could be a significant role player in this team. I don't know about a starter either. He has to earn that. He has to prove that to himself and to the team.
Hey,
You
I've
prove
always
that
said,
to us.
I've always said Frank
Right,
is
to
going to
us.
be our Bruce Bowen.
Right, but the thing is that Frank could get better despite his previous starts and his previous roles. Right now, the role, if he plays his role right, and this is proven that Tibbs does trust young players too to some extent. If he started Frank, and usually IQ is the main guy that's been backing up.
Tibbs will trust you. If he trusts you, he'll put you in the line of fire.
And he'll put you out there, and he wants you to prove him right. Because if you prove him wrong, let's put you. Go hang out
where Knox was at.
Go hang out with Austin Rivers for a while.
Yeah.
Yo, Ralph. You know what I'm hoping for next game, and I'm praying that this happens. If Derrick Rose come back, I'm hoping Tibbs keep Frank in the starting lineup and puts Derrick Rose at point guard, right? Have RJ and Frank on the wings with Randall and Nerlens Noel. Now, what I'm hoping for is that Kevin Knox plays and Bullock just get banished because his last few games, Bullock's last few games has been so bad that Knox yesterday, just one game sample size, he had 18 minutes. He looked competent, at least, just for one game. I would like to see Knox play more. I want to see him play more.
Well, he got to earn it. I don't know how to tell you that. He got to earn it. He's not going to be given because Frank's minutes was not given to him. It wasn't given.
No.
So we're not gonna. He's not building that culture. And anybody who tries to make that, I'm gonna be like, nope.
He didn't earn extra minutes from last game.
Frank, all those minutes that he got, he must have done something right in practice. And I don't. I'm not
killing them boys in practice.
So my whole thing, you know what it is. I'm gonna tell you something. You know one reason why I don't remember Frank getting 0 points, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists. The reason why is I remember the last game he played before the Spurs was the game where people started saying quick smoke, quick Lakina, because Frank and Quickly got subbed in together, and there was a good synergy between those two.
Nice.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that threw me. I was like, oh snap, Frank look ready now. Yeah. He's not gonna pump fake and hesitate.
You listen to yesterday's game, they talked about it.
Like he's not gonna pump fake and hesitate to take his shot like he did. Like I think it was game 2 or game 3 or game 5. I can't remember what game it was. And he drew 3 quick. I'm like, okay, he's not gonna do that no more. I said Tibbs must have worked on him for the last 20 games, simplified the game. I need you to do this and this and this if you want these minutes. If you don't want these minutes, somebody else is going to want these minutes. That's how it goes in this league and with this team, and that's how it goes in the league. Minutes are not given. You gotta take them, and you gotta earn them, and you gotta take them, and you gotta take them for somebody. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you because we drafted you because we're your friends, and no, you gotta earn it's
Ralph, I'm gonna tell you a article. I read an article.
Hold on,
and I remember it was about.
Hold on, State. I just want to say something because that is not true at all.
Mm-hmm.
That statement is not true. Mm-hmm. Let's not sit here and say Frank earned some minutes. Frank didn't earn anything. Frank played because 2 other point guards was hurt, and they needed another guard. Frank didn't earn it. He got it because other players in front of him was hurt. Mm-hmm. So let's not pretend. You know, because you said Frank.
You know
earned
who
it.
was hurt.
Frank didn't earn, and then Elbert Payton and Derrick Rose got hurt.
That's
why Frank is playing.
Ralph, you about to go where I'm about to go.
They got a mysterious injury. A lot of mysterious injuries are showing up all of a sudden. Huh? That's what you're telling me.
There's a lot of mysterious injuries all season long. Reggie Bullock missed 2 games because he slept wrong.
Bro, Cat.
Literally. Reggie Bullock missed 2 games because he slept wrong and got a crank in his neck.
Let's not even get into the conspiracy thing.
All I'm saying is this. Don't sit here and say, oh, they're working hard in practice and Frank earned it. No, because if he earned it, Reggie Elfrid would just
He
be
would
on
have
the
been
bench.
starting from the get-go.
He would have just been on the bench. They don't need to make up. They don't need
My-
to make up phantom injuries.
You
Here's
know,
the thing. How many times? Hold on. How many times has Reggie Bullock been injured and then came back and still started like nothing happened?
Because he was never hurt to begin. Leon Rose is a superstar agent before he became
No,
come on,
no,
man.
but that's the
a
point.
president of basketball
But
operations.
here's the thing. Why would that change of Elfrid Payton?
Look, Kev, if you're Leon Rose and you're trying to get a look at the roster, the best way is to make up a lie and say somebody is hurt.
Don't
Kev,
even,
That's not
don't
true.
even do
No,
that.
if y'all
bro.
gonna
Don't
sit
even-
here,
Because
don't
here's
do
the thing.
that.
Tom Thibodeau can play
Okay.
whoever Tom Thibodeau wants to play. He
Mhm.
ain't got to lie and make up a medical report.
Yo, Ralph, we
If
on the
Tom
same
Thibodeau-
vibe, bro.
if
We
Tom
on the
Thibodeau-
same time.
If Tom Thibodeau just wanted to play somebody because they earned it,
Two
and he would
point-
just play him.
2 point guards got hurt the same week.
The
Two-
same week.
The same week. 2 point guards.
I mean,
Alfred just played
no,
30
with
plus
the-
minutes.
hold on,
Now
with
he
the
hurt.
with the Derrick Rose thing, that was an NBA protocol thing. That
Yeah.
wasn't the team
Well,
did anything. The
so-
NBA protocols did that.
Only him. How come nobody else got hit with the protocol? Only him. Only Derrick Rose.
So you're trying to say that Leon Rose has so much pull,
Yeah.
he can compromise
Yo,
the NBA
Yeah,
protocol.
bro.
1 point guard.
listen,
That's
we
what
know
you're
he,
saying.
we know he the mob boss. Okay?
We know he the
you know what I'm
mob
saying?
boss,
Like,
baby.
you know what I mean? But come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know it
I-
was 147.
Out of all people, let's
I know it was 147, but come on now.
I ain't
told-
feeding into that conspiracy stuff. Though.
I
That don't
hear
make
y'all.
no sense.
I hear y'all. Ralph, get him, Ralph, because they bugging.
But you know, he could have started Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, to your point, Kevin W. You made how many times did you not tell us, hey man, Austin Rivers did not earn his minutes. He just showed up and he just started getting minutes, and he did get a W for us against the Utah Jazz. So shout out to us and Austin Rivers. But you made it very clear. Austin Rivers did not earn his minutes. He just came here, he started, and he got his minutes. And look what happened. Austin Rivers could have done the same thing. How come we didn't start Austin Rivers?
Austin Rivers, I don't know what happened.
You know what happened. You know what happened.
Austin Rivers. No, because the Austin Rivers thing is so weird because Austin Rivers doesn't play in garbage time. Austin Rivers doesn't play if we're up 20, if we're down 20.
Because
Austin Rivers just does not. We have a short rotations. Like I don't know what Austin Rivers did.
Ralph, can you tell him, please?
I don't know.
We're telling you. No, we already said that. I already repeated myself 3 times already, or 4 times already.
No, because here's the thing. Y'all is talking about conspiracies. And the thing about it is, just like the Pistons aren't playing Andre Drummond, just like Blake Griffin and the Cavs aren't playing, maybe they're just not playing him because they're trying to trade him. And that's the only thing I can logically think of. Like they're just not going to play him because they know they're going to trade him.
Possible.
Because there's no reason on God's green earth while we're down 20 and Austin Rivers just isn't in the game.
Because he
I
don't
don't
need
care
to
how
play.
bad you are in somebody's doghouse, especially when you are a veteran and whatever. It has to be something else because Austin Rivers he's not hurt. Because I see him in the shoot arounds and at halftime shooting around.
Maybe
he's not hurt.
Or maybe to your point, Kev, maybe they're looking to trade Frank. I've heard people say that. I doubt it. But that's a possibility.
That's not.
That may not be fact. But look, to your point, Kev, you were saying that a lot, and Rob the Nick was probably there in most of those episodes where you're talking about Austin Rivers never earned his minutes, and he just started. Don't tell me that he earned his minutes. And look, right now, Austin Rivers is not there, and for some random reason, we don't know why, Frank is starting. I am assuming that he's starting because he proved himself in practice.
Facts. He comes to work, professionalism.
And it wasn't just because of the Spurs, because he had a good game prior to that, where I was surprised with Frank and Emmanuel Quickley. So when I say Frank and Emmanuel Quickley, and you have all Twitter people and Alan Hine and everybody's talking about, hey man, maybe quickly Keena or making nicknames now like they did with Austin Rivers, then it's telling me personally, I'm interpreting that as this guy's earning his minutes. Maybe you think I'm wrong.
Somebody's earning minutes because people on Twitter are giving him nicknames. That means
yo,
because he's getting more minutes. Because he's getting more minutes, and Austin Rivers is not.
Peace out.
Salute you guys. I'll holler at you guys. You know what I mean?
Yo. There's a reason Austin Rivers is not playing, and there's a reason why, and there has to be a reason why Frank is playing.
When he said he didn't earn his minutes, right? I remember an article, and when Fizdale was the coach, in the article it said that veterans didn't like the way Fizdale handled Kevin Knox because he started him out the gate. Knox wasn't ready, and I guess whatever vets was on the team, they felt like Fizdale was giving them minutes and he didn't earn them, right? So I'm watching Thibodeau. Now, Frank gets inserted inside of that starting lineup, and there's no friction in that locker room. That means he outright earned that. That means somebody is giving Frank the blessing. Frank is killing somebody in practice for him to get the starting spot. We all know Thibodeau is 63 years old. That man is not trying to lose no games. So we're going to sit here, Kev, and say that Frank didn't earn his minutes? I don't know.
BS right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it is. Y'all just, oh, I love Frank. Oh, my God, Frank. He's
Ralph, you know when Kev would be happy?
Let him finish. Let him finish. I want to hear everything he got to say because I still don't feel like he's saying much. I really
listen. Everybody knows that I love Kevin Knox, right? That is my dude. I am a President Knoxer, and I may give valid points about Kevin Knox playing, right? I'm not saying Kevin Knox is out there killing it, and when Reggie Bullock gets hurt, and you put Kevin Knox in, like, oh, he's been killing it in practice. No, I know Reggie Bullock got hurt. That's why Kevin Knox is playing. At least I can be honest with myself and say I know that he's probably not killing it. I know because here's what I know. If Elfrid Payton and Derrick Rose were both playing the last couple of games, Frank Ntilikina wouldn't be playing.
Hold on.
But you're saying he's automatically killing it in practice. So there's only really one way to find this out is when Elfrid Payton and Derrick Rose come back, if Frank Ntilikina is still in the lineup. And if he's not in the lineup, y'all know he ain't killing it.
No, it's cool. But the thing is that Frank was getting minutes before. He started to get minutes before Derrick Rose got hurt. So it's not like he just started getting minutes.
No, that's not true. He made his first appearance Friday against the Kings. That's when Frankie Cockroach came back into play.
Because Elfrid Payton got hurt, and Derrick Rose got hurt.
The Kings, Detroit.
Alfred got hurt.
That's the only reason Frank Ntilikina is playing.
Mm-hmm.
And because he earned it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Stop that.
Okay.
Right.
And he didn't come out last game gunning. Okay. He didn't.
Let me ask you a question. If Frank Ntilikina
back to the bench, he came out Friday. He didn't score in that Detroit game. He scored in the Kings game. He did. He had a good game, and then he played Detroit. He was scoreless, and then the next game was San Antonio, which he had a good game.
Detroit. He still infected the game.
Yeah, he infected. I'm just saying he was 0-0-0 across the board.
Oh, no problem.
But he did play defense.
But to your point, Rob, my whole thing is that even I believe, and I could be wrong, I could be jumping the gun, guys. So you can call me out all you want. That's fine. I believe because even State and I agree on this. Frank is a wing player, right? Right, State. You said the same thing, right?
Yeah. Frank is a wing.
Here's my point. I believe if Derrick Rose comes back, Elfrid Payton comes back, I still think that Frank's minutes is going to be dictated where at the wing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Frank, if he's out the rotation, fine. But I think if he stays in the rotation, it's because he's gonna play the 3.
And that might make no sense whatsoever.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You just said, hold on. Hold on. How is somebody killing it in practice? And you just said if he out of rotation, fine. But if he's in it, then okay. No, he's killing it. That means he deserves his role, right? He earned his minutes, right? So you're gonna find a way for a player that has earned his minutes. Nah.
Hold on. Did you hear? I said Frank is not a point guard, so I don't care about Alfred Payton's minutes or Derrick Rose's minutes. I believe Frank will transition to Reggie Bullock's position. Is what I'm saying.
So if Reggie Bullock and Alec Burks are still playing over Frank, then what?
They're not though.
Then I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
No, they're not. Thibodeau is not that type of coach. Let's stop. Kevin.
What you mean? He been that coach for 36 games.
You just mad
the majority of the minutes. Hold on.
I believe Frank.
Hold on, Rob. Let me ask a question. If everybody is healthy,
and Frank's still scoring points, and he's still scoring, he's going to be in the rotation.
Is Frank Ntilikina playing if everybody's healthy?
Yes. When they come back, he's going to be in the rotation.
I believe so. I believe Frank. I believe Frank. If somebody's going to take Reggie Bullock's minutes, it's going to be Frank.
Frank. Knox is not ready yet, bro. Knox gotta wait, bro. He's gonna wait.
This ain't about Kevin Knox.
All right, so then
this is about reality.
The reality is Frank.
Yo, he ain't playing if everybody is healthy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Hold on.
He's gonna beat up Knox, and he's gonna beat up Bullock.
What position is Frank Ntilikina playing at against the Spurs? Here, listed as point guard, right? Right?
Yeah.
So why did Tom Thibodeau, the head coach of the New York Knicks, come out and say the length of their point guard disrupted what we wanted to do from our point guard?
Because their point guard was a first team or defensive member, bro.
Oh no, but God damn it. Frank Ntilikina's the next Gary Payton. So don't bring me that BS.
I can say Frank is a wing. So what are you talking about point guard? Stop talking about Frank a point guard.
Frank Ntilikina was a point guard he's talking about.
Oh my God, Kev. You gotta stop.
Let me quote again. Tom Thibodeau said the length of their point guard disrupted what I wanted from our point guard.
Do you watch the Spurs? Do you know who Dejounte Murray is?
But he didn't have a point guard on the floor, really, Kev.
Come on now.
Who was he talking about then?
I know, but we both know that, Frank struggles at the point guard position.
Thank you, Rob.
But Frank is tall enough, though. Frank is tall enough.
Listen to what he said and listen to what y'all are saying. He said the length of their point guard, who's like 6'5", right?
Frank's 6'5".
Listen. He said the length of their 6'5" point guard disrupted Frank.
Oh, my God.
But y'all want Frank to play the wing.
Oh,
to play against taller players.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make sense? He just said the length of a 6'5" point guard disrupted Frank.
A first team or defensive member.
Y'all want Frank to play against bigger wings.
Really?
No, because look, he's talking about he's talking about it on the offensive side, not the defensive side. Frank ain't struggled on the defensive side of the ball. He struggled on the offensive side of the ball. That's how come they couldn't get into their sets. That's what he's saying. Frank didn't struggle on Frank never struggles on the defensive side of the ball.
Also, man, I lost my train of thought, man. I need a minute.
Yeah, because Kevin talked about this nonsense about Frank Ntilikina, man. Kevin Knox got to wait his turn.
See, that's that BS that I be talking about every single night. Because every time I make a point that somebody don't agree with, they think it's about Kevin Knox.
Oh, you just said you just love Kevin Knox.
But hold on.
But this point ain't got nothing to do with Kevin Knox. Nothing at all.
All right, but you do understand that he was talking about on the offensive side of the ball, not getting into your sets. He wasn't talking about Frank Ntilikina.
It or not, it had nothing to do with Kevin Knox. But Kevin
Knox
brought it like,
I'm saying when he was talking about Frank.
I'm talking about what State said.
You know he was just pulling your chain. You knew you was gonna go crazy.
whole thing is, I've listened to Tom Thibodeau refer to Frank as a versatile defender.
Oh God. Keep going, Ralph. Speak to the church of Frank.
No, I'm not trying to be a Franker right now. But I'm just trying to.
It's all right. It's all right, brother. Just come to the dark side, brother. It's okay. Continue.
I'm trying to call it. We're trying to be objective, and we're trying to call it for what it is.
That's what we're trying to go crazy if Frank get that third spot.
I'm not
bringing it up, Knox. We're trying to talk Frank's and his minutes, and I believe Frank, since Tom Thibodeau did refer to Frank as a versatile defender, and I'm surprised he didn't name him as a point guard. I think he's gonna possibly transition to somewhere in the wings. So I don't really care. I don't really care if Alfred Payton comes back. I don't really care if Derrick Rose comes back. I don't really think it affects, or that it should affect his minutes. I think Frank's minutes is going to be within the wing.
If he produced what he did last game going into the All-Star break, I think he'll eat coming after the All-Star break.
Yeah. If he get 10 plus next game, when he come back from All-Star break, I'm very interested in the second. I want to see what Randall do. I want to see Randall. I really want to see Randall, Mitch, Frank, RJ, Rose.
Kev, you got a super chat.
I need to see. Super chat.
Let me see
Kev got it.
Thank you, RC Creative, for the 499 super chat. He says, Hoodie Kev, why can't it be the veterans Burke, Bullock, Rivers are there until the young players like Frank, Knox, and Obi are ready? Thank you, RC Creative, for the super chat. It's very appreciated.
Because I don't want it that way.
Well, they ready now, champ.
I want to talk about Obi when y'all finish. I
don't think that Bullock listen. Everybody knows how I feel about Reggie Bullock.
Bullock sucks.
Alec Burks.
He sucks too.
And
He's
even
dumb
Austin
trash.
Rivers was playing, right? Because people get so hyped when Reggie Bullock and Alec Burks had that 24-point game. That he was just getting back in the groove. He was just taking his time for 19 games. He was just trying to feel like it took you 19 games to feel it again. Okay, no, he's very bad. He looks very bad and discombobulated on the court. I've never seen a 28-year-old look like he's 40 playing basketball. He's bad. Reggie Bullock does play at least one play a game that makes me question if he's like a 9-year veteran.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a role player. My whole thing is I don't agree with the philosophy of trying to talk to decent role players as if we're paying them star money. You're paying these guys $5 million, and
regardless of how much.
No, I disagree with that. I mean, if you want
how much you're playing them, it's the role that they're playing. You can be playing somebody $5 million, but you say, hey, on this team, I need you to be our sixth man and give me a scoring punch off the bench. It doesn't matter how much you make if that's what the team is asking you to do.
But I mean, if he's a $5 million player, then get yourself somebody with who's more somebody who's better. Why don't you get yourself a better player instead of complaining? This is my whole thing where I have a lot of beef with a lot of people because people don't want to get a Bojan Bogdanovic in the offseason. You had so many players so many small forwards, right, that were available. They were worth $10 million, $15 million. And most people, I'm not going to say most people, a lot of people are like, no, I can't pay that contract. That's too much bread. That's too much money, right? And then we sign good role players, right, who had good season the season before, and then they want to act like as if they're paying. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. Like in basketball ways, it's scientifically that doesn't work. You can't try to convince me that now if you would have had Gordon Hayward, somebody who's averaging 50%, who's shooting 50% from the field, averages 15 points for the season, is arguably a top 100 player in the league, and you want to criticize him, then you have that right. But when you're trying to expect more for somebody who is decent in this league, then I'm like, man, you're full of nonsense. Because when you could have,
Kev, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
when you could have gotten that better.
I'm here. I just want to let y'all know that I'm there.
Okay, my whole thing is when you could have gotten a better player, you didn't want the better player, and now that you got a decent player for the cheap, now you want to criticize him as if like, hey man, I want more from you. I want more from you. I want better from you.
Well, here's
And
the
it doesn't
thing.
work like that.
Here's the thing. Regardless of who we wanted, we ain't cutting the checks.
But
so it don't matter who we wanted or who we weren't going to want because it don't
I
matter
disagree,
to
Kev.
us.
I disagree, Kev. I disagree.
No.
No, I think you first.
What did me, you, or any Knicks fan have to do with bringing in Gordon Hayward? Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing at all.
I disagree. I disagree with that whole philosophy. I'm not one.
How? Leon, who can we write checks for the New York Knicks?
No, we
Can
cannot.
you cut a check? Can
No.
State of New York cut a check?
No.
Can any one of us cut a check for any player to go play for the New York Knicks?
Kev, what's your argument
So
right
regardless of whether we complain or want them or not, had we signed Gordon Hayward, there was nothing we could have done other than cheer for him when he looks on that jersey. Nothing we could have done different.
No.
Okay, well, he's not here, so.
That's exactly. He's not here.
Again,
Guess who is here? Alec Burks is here. Because I didn't choose Alec Burks, but he's here. And so while he's here, I'm going to criticize him for his play on the court. He can make $5 million or $50 million. If he ain't bringing it, then he ain't bringing it, regardless of how much money he made.
You don't talk about his good games when he dropped that 19 in the fourth.
Well, I don't know. You could do whatever you want, and that's up to you. But it's whether you're right or you're wrong. That's debatable.
How am I? I cannot cut a check for any player to come here. I don't have my own personal wish list, and it come true. So all I can do as a fan is criticize and compliment the players that wear the blue and orange. If we had signed Gordon Hayward or Bogdan Bogdanovic or Rajon Rondo or any other free agent, and they were wearing the Knicks, I would criticize and compliment them the same way I'm doing Alex Burks.
Because Burks sucks.
But he has good games.
Yeah, Burke trash, man. I'm sick of Burks. He's always hogging the ball.
Don't compliment his good games.
Man, I'm sick of Burks.
But State, I think that's Tibbs. That's what he wants from his guards. We're seeing this more from Quickly. We're seeing this from Burks. I don't think because I don't think Burks started like that. Burks wasn't like that. Now he's shooting more. IQ shooting.
Ralph, can I throw something at you? I want you to answer this. Do you think Thibodeau want Knox to watch how Burks is aggressive when he comes off pick and rolls and he shoots, and the way that Reggie Bullock slides his feet and move off ball?
That's part of developing in my eyes.
Okay, so Knox got to sit and wait. Yeah. I would love for Knox to have Alec Burks' aggressiveness and Reggie Bullock's ability to move off the ball and defensive IQ. If Knox could put those two abilities together just by watching and seeing, then we will see more of Knox. Last game that I seen Knox in, like I said to you earlier, Ralph, Knox looked competent. He shot the ball. It looked good. Jump shot looks pretty. I need to see more. And
to your point, not for nothing, but it's not just IQ who's a high free throw shooter. Alec Burks at one point was like a 85, almost 90% free throw shooter. That's something that I want from Kevin Knox. Like I'm not trying to, it's not easy to have these Kevin Knox for me to have these to get at Kevin Knox because I'm like, man, it's a war zone. But to make it quick, that's something that I always wanted from Kevin Knox because every time you see him shoot the ball, you're like, damn, this guy got a good shot. He needs to put some other things together to go with it. But I'm like, I've always been surprised. I'm like, man, how the hell is this guy like a 70% free throw shooter? This guy should be knocking down free throws better than Quickly. And Quickly is the one that has the 94% free throw. That's something that I actually want. If there's somebody I want Knox to learn from, is actually Quickly, because Quickly gets to the free throw line, and I know he's going to knock down the free. That's something that I've always wanted from Knox. Even though I didn't necessarily want to draft him, I wanted to draft SGA. That's the person that I wanted. But when we drafted, I'm like, okay, we got.
Let me break.
He has a great shooting touch. I said, and it's something that I'm like, man, I just don't understand. Even though he doesn't get to the free throw line enough.
Exactly. Hold on.
I've always wanted him to be like a 90% free throw shooter.
I'm about to break something down to you right quick in case you didn't know.
Okay,
Emmanuel Quickly has shot 100 free throws. Emmanuel Quickly has missed 6 of them. Kevin Knox, that's why he's shooting 94%. Kevin Knox is shooting 78% right now. You're like, oh, he should be shooting better than that. He's missing all his free throws.
For the career, for his 3 years, I'm
talking about this season. This season, Kevin Knox is shooting 78%. Kevin Knox has taken 14 free throw attempts. He's made 11 of them. Kevin Knox has missed 3 free throws this season.
That's
3. It's also the thing is like I said before, the thing about it is, and that's a great point about his. I've always wanted.
So out of 100, I
want me personally. I wanted Emmanuel Quickly's game with Kevin Knox. You heard? You heard? I wanted Quickly's game on Kevin Knox. This I wanted more. Like, man, I'm like, this is actually what I want from Kevin Knox. Somebody that can shoot the 3 and get to the free throw line. That's actually what I really want from Kevin Knox. To be honest, like if there's something that I want from Kevin Knox, it's actually to emulate Quickly's game. That's actually what I actually really want from him. And to play defense and all those points that State said.
Knox is shooting 78, 79% from the free throw range. That's cool. And he's shooting damn near 40% from 3. I need him to get his field goal percentage up. It's at 39% right now. I need it to at least, the way he shoots, I need that to at least 47 at some point in his career. Knox got a lot of tools. But for me, I want him to sit and watch and wait. Because I'm watching what Julius Randle's giving me this season. I'm like, okay, Tibbs unlocked Randle. Okay, Tibbs got RJ looking good. Okay, Tibbs got Mitch in a place where he looks dominant defensively some games. Okay, Tibbs finally is a coach that woke up Frank Ntilikina. Knox time is going to come. I could wait for it. He's still on the books for next season anyway. So he ain't got to go nowhere. Obi don't got him to go nowhere. RJ, nor Quickly, right? So I'm in a good spot. Knox don't really need to play right now. Like, if he plays, Burks or Bullock is going to have to get hurt. I mean, knock on wood. And when that time comes, when they get that mysterious injury, Knox better show his ass. He better show his ass. He got to shoot the ball. I don't care if it's a bad shot. Shoot the goddamn ball. Because it seems like Tibbs love aggressive players. And it clicked in Frank Ntilikina's head. This is why I like Frank in the starting lineup. Because now Frank, you're forced to be a shooter. You can't sag off and play assertive. You cannot play assertive in the starting lineup. When you next to Big Dog Randle and RJ, you gotta shoot the ball.
Yep.
So
no hesitating, no nothing. Nothing. You gotta know your spots already. Like, it shouldn't be like something out of the norm. You should know, okay, I know if I go right here, I'm going to knock it down, it's going to go in. 3 out of 4 chances, I'm going to knock down my shots. You should know where to get your 15 points on the floor. That's what I'm starting to – that's what I kind of like when Frank got his 13 points. I'm like, damn, Frank is shooting 3 from 3. And this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, this guy knows When he's on the floor, it's to kill. That's it.
But you know
We're not joking around no more. No more.
But you know what causes inconsistency in the player? When they can shoot, but if you can't get to the free throw line, because some days your shot's not going to be there, you got to be able to get to the line at least 4 to 5 times a game.
That's something I want from Frank.
Yeah, if you can get to the line 3 to 4 times a game, you're going to always find your game. You're going to always find 15 points.
And to your point, Rob, and that's what I said. Why I'm happy we drafted Quickly. Quickly is somebody that I want Frank to learn. That I want Frank to learn from his game, and I want Kevin Knox to do the same thing. Those two guys need to learn how to get to the free throw line, and Frank is an 80% free throw shooter, so I already trust him already. All he has to do is just Quickly. How do you and Kenny Payne and Johnny Bryant? I need to get to the line more. How do I do this? Now, my concern was with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox hasn't proven to have an 80% free throw, and I need him to get it up. I'm like, listen, man, you have a great touch. Everybody will tell you have one of the sweetest jump shots in the team, and possibly in the league. But when you get to the free throw line, you gotta show no mercy. You gotta knock him down. And we're not talking about just this season. We're talking about throughout his career. That I can't believe a player that can shoot like him has never been an 80% free throw shooter. That's one area that kind of disappoints me. But I'm glad we got Quickly, and I hope that Quickly his game rubs off on other people like Frank and Knox, and that would be a good thing for their game.
Yo, Ralph, can I give you a stat that's gonna make you smile? Frank Ntilikina right now is shooting 46% from the field, 56% from 3.
It's still early though. It's still early. So I'm not gonna jump. But I tell you what though. 1 week after I want to talk about this conversation. I want to have this conversation 1 week after the All-Star game, and I want to have that dialogue of what are we seeing from Frank? Does this guy deserve to be in the starting lineup if the team is healthy, like Hoodie Kev is alluding to? If the team is healthy, does Frank deserve to be in this? That's interesting for me personally. It's starting to become an interesting conversation because the main reason why is because he wants to win. He's playing a game where you started to see this guy is showing that he wants to win for the team. It's not just defense. It's his game. Now the defense is not going to just help the team win. It's his outside shooting. It's his jump shooting. It's his spots on the floor that he started to prove like, hey man, I think I deserve a shot over Reggie Bullock that I should be starting. And I think he's actually developing a good case.
Yeah.
So far, it's too early, way too early.
Can I give you a tip? I'm gonna give you a Tibbs quote. Tibbs don't care about your percentages when you're shooting. Tibbs specifically said this: I don't care how bad you're shooting. As long as you're playing defense and you hustling and you staying aggressive, you're gonna play. So all Frank gotta do, you gotta stay aggressive. You gotta let it fly. Knox, sometimes he'll get the ball. He gonna think. I hate when Knox gotta think. When he gotta think about the play, something's bad gonna happen. I need Knox to snap out of it. And he didn't snap out of it yet. So I think give him a little more time. Next season, he should be ready to go.
You know what, to your point, you know what it could be is that maybe Tibbs is having a hard time simplifying the game for Kevin Knox. And it's just taking him a longer time. It might be taking Tibbs a longer time to simplify the game for Kevin Knox because I feel like he simplified the game for Randall and he's doing fine. I'm seeing a little improvement from Frank, I think, and simplifying the game where he's just going out and attacking. And maybe he's having a hard time simplifying the game for Kevin Knox.
I think once Randall, now that Randall is hitting the 3 at that 40% clip, I think that's going to open up driving lanes for Knox and make the game easier because Knox can't drive if Randall posted up down there. It's hard to do.
But Rob, it's about simplifying the game for
Yeah,
Kevin
but that's how
Knox.
you simplify it. Now that he's
It's not. I don't even know if it's a driving lanes. I think it's like it's
Knox need driving lanes. He most definitely do
no,
because he
no.
just can't. He's too talented just to stay in the corner and shoot threes.
Yeah, I need
don't
Knox.
disagree. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm talking about mental. I'm talking about mental.
Yeah, mentally.
Yeah, because with Randall, it had to do mental first, and then it got easy. I'm starting to see Frank where he's starting to simplify the game and he's becoming more aggressive. My whole thing is the mental. I mean, I get your point. That's a great point. If you open up the lanes, yes, you got a good point. But it's the Knox mentality. Like,
But I'm thinking, I look at it like this here, like I'd always go back to when Knox was a rookie and they gave him all of those minutes, there was never no issue with his confidence. What they did the second year, you mess with his confidence.
Yeah, that was
as
disgusting.
an organization.
That was
because
disgusting.
he didn't have that problem in his first year.
That's facts. That was disgusting.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest right now. When it comes to Kevin Knox rookie year, I don't remember. It was a big blur. What I remember is Alonzo Trier, Damian Dotson taking up shots, making Kent Bazemore drop. A little. I mean,
I remember Knox.
Hey, look, he started like 70 games. He averaged his stats was RJ stat.
He gave Giannis 31 points. I remember that. I remember he had 26 and 15. I remember that. The youngest Knick to ever do that. I remember
he had a good month. He had a good month.
No, that wasn't in that same month.
He had a good.
These is just
like I said,
regular
his
game.
rookie year was. Hey, it was just like RJ's. RJ came and played the next year.
Knox needs a role. And the role I would like for Knox, I need him in that gunner role. The role where people find him and he's just let it fly. I really want Knox to play with Randall because Randall's going to feed you. This is what I love about Randall this year that I really like about him. Randall sees the double and he always give up the rock. Last game, he didn't kind of do it, but I feel like he was fatigued. He played tired. So I'm like, you know what? He was due for a bad game. Okay, cool. But Randall, he's getting the double team. He's kicking it out to Knox. Maybe Knox will get more open looks. RJ Barrett right now is shooting above 40% from three since January 1st, Ralph.
Yeah.
You know that 48% of those threes that RJ Barrett has made has come from Randall?
I didn't know that.
So it's little stuff like that I would like to see. I think that's why I would like Knox in the starting lineup. That's for me personally. But his defense got to get better.
Right.
It's just the defense.
And my whole thing is, to your point, because I like listening to Clyde Frazier and Mike Breen. Mm-hmm. And lately, Julius Randle starting off slow, and he's passing the ball a lot more because he wants to make sure everybody's hot. Everybody's in rhythm now. That's how – and I don't want to compare Julius Randle to LeBron James, right? But the mentality is start off slow, making sure that, Reggie Bullock got shots off. Alec Burks is getting shots off. IQ is getting shots off. Frank Ntilikina is getting shots off. The team is rolling. And then at the third quarter, the fourth quarter, Julius Randle starts, he could get his 15 points. That's easy work for him. So I like that. So I like that Julius Randle is starting off slow now, but he's making sure if Kevin Knox was starting with him, he would have like 5 shots immediately within the first half.
But the thing here was, remember the Indiana game? When you draft RJ Barrett at number 3, that Indiana game showed me he was the number 3 pick. Randall couldn't score. Nobody was scoring. Mm-hmm. I remember RJ hit a 3. Remember he hit a 3, and then I believe was it a dunk or it was a dunk or it was either a dunk or a mid-range jumper. I said, "Ooh, that's a number 3 pick right there. That's what I want to see from RJ." So when Randall is off, RJ has to learn to be consistent because obviously Tibbs is leaning on RJ as well. So I got to see more growth from RJ. Like ASAP. And the main thing I like about RJ, real quick, RJ Barrett is a hell of a defender.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I was with y'all. I was listening the whole time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling out or whatever. But the RJ thing, we ain't gonna have that now. Yeah, because I was riding with you even when you started your love affair with Randall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I love Julius Randle. Dog, we know good and well you do not love Julius Randle, right? I understand you probably coming around slowly but surely, but you don't love Julius Randle. We know that.
Nah, I accept the big dog. I accept the big dog. That's all. I accept the big dog. That's all. He's playing so well. I accept it. It's cool.
It's been less than 40 games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if Randall started to revert back to Randall from last year, I'm sure you're gonna fall out of Randall.
Thibodeau would never let that happen, bro.
But you know what though? I kept saying the same thing about Randall. Randall was putting up these numbers under Mike Miller, right? These same numbers, right? Well, 22 and a half, 12 rebounds a game, five and a half assists. He was doing this under Mike Miller, right? And passing the ball, right? But the thing is, things when you kicking out to Mohawkers for three, your assist number's not gonna go up. When you kicking out to Alfred Payton for three, your assist number's not gonna go up. When you kicking out to last year's RJ Barrett for three, your assist number's not gonna go up. So, I mean, understand when you can. And then the thing about RJ Barrett is his numbers are up across the board. His shooting touch is better than some of the guys y'all were saying y'all would rather have. Not you, but I'm saying in the chat. Like last year, people were like, I would take Tyler Hero over RJ Barrett right now. RJ Barrett and blah blah blah. Right? Look at Tyler Hero's numbers right now, and look at RJ Barrett's numbers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm going to say. People are going to say that Tyler Hero is a 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. Look at Tyler Hero 3-point percentage, and look at RJ Barrett. And RJ Barrett went a stretch where he was 0 for 14 and a stretch where he was 0 for 21.
1 for 21.
You know what I'm saying? If he just shot his career average, RJ Barrett will probably be shooting about 40% from three right now. You know what I'm saying? We got to take in certain things into account. Pretty Cav. Hey. Yeah. So the cereal debate, man. I'm thinking that Lord. Apple Jacks are severely underrated.
Yes, I agree. And honeycombs too. And honeycombs too.
Doesn't get the love because it's like what is this? It's like, are they some knockoff Cheerios with Cheerios with added flavor, or like what is Apple Jack?
Now, when you go to the 99-cent store and you get the Apple O's, then you know what Apple Jacks is, brother.
it's one of those things that's like low on the totem pole.
Nah, Apple Jacks is banging.
Yeah, you
bugging. Apple Jacks is banging. Those up there. That's the top tier.
I don't know about top tier.
Yeah, Apple Jacks top tier.
Apple Jacks top tier.
Nah, top tier, brother.
They kind of like
top 10.
It's like you tell your kid, you can get one box of cereal, and Apple Jacks is the first one to roll. All right, just get the Apple Jacks and come on.
Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops is a class by itself.
Look at him.
Fruit Loops is a class by themselves. Okay?
I might pick up the Cheerios before I pick up the Fruit Loops.
Like I said, my two favorite cereals are Cheerios and Kicks. I
love
Kicks.
Kicks eye.
Yeah. Kid tested, mother approved.
Those are fake ass sugar pops with different colors.
Kicks are
where
what's going on, okay? You can never go wrong with Kicks.
Man, you look like you like Lucky Charms, Kev.
Lucky Charms nasty too.
Those nasty. I used to throw them out the back window.
I started out the show. I got Kicks, Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Tricks. No, not Tricks. Fruity Pebbles.
Ew.
Nah,
No, Fruity
they
Pebbles
soggy.
fire. Fruity Pebbles
You
fire.
got to eat those quick.
Yeah,
Them Fruity
nah,
Pebbles.
you do.
You got to knock them off quick.
Waffle Crisp is severely underrated. I'm telling you. Waffle Crisp.
You mean honeycomb?
No honeycomb. Waffle Crisp.
I don't even know what a waffle crisp is.
Yeah, you should.
I know what honeycomb is.
Honeycomb's type nasty, bro. You gotta put a little sugar in those, bro. I'm picking up Cheerios before I pick honeycombs up.
I also like corn flakes, not frosted flakes, corn flakes.
Oh. Those another one. You need to throw bananas in them.
What corn flakes?
Yeah, then you got to put all that sugar. You might as well get frosted flakes.
Word.
The frosted flakes is a different. Like if you put regular sugar in corn flakes, it tastes different than if you got frosted flakes.
No, disagree. Taste the same.
They do not taste the same.
Taste the same.
They do not taste the same. I don't know what they added the frosted flakes, but corn flakes is just sweet if you put it with sugar. Frosted flakes is something different.
You know it's different too. Cookie Crisp on a good day.
Corn flakes is whack, man. You can't be eating up those little old country slave cereals. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody eating that. You talking about Kicks? Ain't nobody eating that with cereal.
Yeah, Kicks is
you may as well be eating vitamin.
Wow,
you may as well be eating vitamin. Yeah, man, ain't nobody eating that wiki
cinnamon.
Not when they have a choice.
Telling you,
definitely not. Cinnamon Toast Choice is too much. It's doing too much.
Nah,
I don't know what they got going on.
Can I bring it back about RJ Barrett real quick?
Go ahead.
You guys want to
Kev bugging out about the cereal thing, man. All the cereal you name is like just straight up like generic.
Yeah, they trash.
Kicks.
Like Kicks.
Come on, man.
Honeycomb.
Kicks is a
I like honeycomb. Honeycomb's kind of cool.
Yo, Ralph. What black man goes in the supermarket and the first cereal he pick up is honeycomb?
Oh, but Captain Crunch banging though.
Nah, you know what it is?
Banging.
What?
I mean, sometimes some of those cereals
it'll
have too
bust
much.
the roof of your mouth up though, but they banging.
Yeah. I feel like that's a cereal you could grow old with. Honeycomb cereal. I don't know.
Cheerios, brother. Cheerio is mad good, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That Bumblebee joint, you might have to go to the 99-cent store and get the old Cheerios. I think it's called O's. You just say O's in the bag.
I've already had 3 bowls of Kicks tonight.
Yo, your stomach must be on fire, brother.
I can eat another bowl.
I like
he's sitting on the toilet right now.
You guys ever ate this one called Muslix? It's like MUES. It's like cereal with raisin.
Oh nah, I can't eat that.
What, Raisin Bran?
Might as well get Raisin Bran.
Yeah,
nah. I get this other one. I don't know. But yo, I want to talk about RJ real quick.
Go ahead.
You say some good stuff. And that's my whole thing. Why? Because there was a huge debate 2 months ago about RJ. Should we bench him? I mean, I wasn't pro bench. I was like, man, I would reduce his minutes before I would.
I like how you build up that combo. Go ahead.
So you see, it shows you that this is a process in this game. You see where I'm coming from? There are highs and lows, and you got to appreciate the highs and the lows, and you got to trust that RJ's gonna come around. And look right now, he's shooting. And Freezy's been making it clear for the last 3 days about how everybody kept dogging RJ Barrett and they wanted him to come off the bench, and that was I ain't gonna front. That's a little extreme to cut off the bench. But
Ralph, you remember what I said that pod?
What was that?
You remember what I said that pod?
Oh no, remind me because I can't remember.
What I specifically said was RJ keep shooting. Everybody else was saying, RJ don't shoot.
It's part of the and it's part of the process, and it doesn't work like that.
Only thing I said was find your spots where you're comfortable shooting and shoot from there, because he was all over the place for 1 minute, but then he started finding his spots, and then he started shooting better.
And you got a good point, Rob. And Freezy made a good point earlier about, starting off a show. When you start off a show, you just get on the. Freezy made a point about when you start doing this kind of show, you jump into it and then you start learning it. And I feel like that's the same thing with RJ this season. He got on the floor, he's just chucking, he's shooting it, but it's taking him a while to do the math and to say, you know what, I need to start shooting from here more often. I need to start doing this more often. And then you start figuring it out. And look, man, he's been shooting 40% for the season. He's still shooting 40% from three, I think, right now.
No, he's
for the last 2 months.
He's about 44% from the field and about like 35% from three.
Right, for the last 2 months.
No, that's where he's at now. He made a turnaround. That's where he's at now.
He's at 40% from three right now, RJ?
No, he's at 35 from three and about 43% from two.
Right. And that's the whole thing about it, that I never criticized RJ shooting the ball too much. What I did criticize him was about the ball sticking with him. I don't like when he becomes when he gets too, when he doesn't see nobody. He doesn't want to kick out the ball sometimes. That's what that's what drives him. I'm like, listen, man, you're a dynamic player. You soon. I know you could get your 20 points. Eventually, within his third year, fourth year, he's going to average 20 points for the season.
Yeah.
But can you average 20 points and average 5 or more assists? Because I know you can average 5 assists for the season. I know he could. So that's what, and the sooner the better for me. That's all I care about. If he can average 3 or 4, I don't know how many, he's averaging about almost 17 points for the season. That's great, but I want him to average 3 assists, 4 assists, and I wanted to get it early on about dishing the ball out, so that during the middle, when he starts to get in his prime, he already has those good habits in place and doesn't. It took Randall. Look, he's on his 7th season. I mean, 1 season didn't count, and it took him a while. But my whole thing is, I hope that RJ Barrett catches it early and becomes a better playmaker, because I think he could be a great playmaker for the team. I don't think just Julius Randle can be a great playmaker for the team. I think RJ Barrett has a lot of talent in playmaking, and hopefully we can.
RJ gotta do, first and foremost, he gotta up his 3-point percentage, and then he gotta just learn the game slowly. I think just putting the ball in Julius Randle's hands helps RJ's development.
He's shooting 45% state. He's shooting 45% from 3 since January.
Damn.
He's shooting 45% from 3 since January. I mean, what else you want him to do?
For RJ,
I need
more.
Since January, he's shooting.
I need more, Freezy. I can't settle. I can't.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
No,
I agree with Freezy on this one. I agree with Freezy on
y'all.
I'm nitpicking.
Y'all want
it's that you gotta
going backwards.
You gotta diversify your game. You can't just
Raphael, hold on, man. We've been letting you rock for 3 hours. Let somebody else get some microphone time. So, but like the thing y'all said about Frank, and the thing y'all said about Knox, we getting over our skis with some of this stuff. Like y'all legit compared my man to guards for like 2 hours. Kevin Knox, how big is Kevin Knox? What, 6'8"?
6'9", 6'10".
6'9"? Right. So why are we comparing him to Alec Burks and Reggie Bullock? These are not the same type players. Like, them dudes play shooting guard and small forward. Knox plays small forward and power forward. And so we keep comparing like Knox versus them. It's not really a fair comparison.
I think it's fair.
Knox plays the same positions that Obi plays.
I disagree.
No, it's not fair.
I think under Tibbs, specifically under Tibbs, I think Knox is seen as a 3. So I think that the two guys who are occupying the position right now, in Bullock and in Burks, is the guy that Tibbs will want Knox to model his game after. So this is why.
Bro. That's wrong, State.
Okay.
That's wrong.
Okay.
Because
I feel different.
for one.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, man. Because we've been letting you've been cooking for a while. All I want to do is get in here and say my piece.
Eat OG.
Right? Alec Burks was drafted into the NBA as a point guard, right? He was drafted into the NBA out of Colorado as a point guard. Kevin Knox was drafted out of Kentucky as a small forward, right? Reggie Bullock was drafted into the NBA as a shooting guard, right? He was drafted into the NBA as a shooting guard. So all three of these guys' skill sets that they born in from day one are different, right? So Alec Burks evolved into a combo guard, but he plays the 3 for us later on in his career. You know what I'm saying? But he does not bring the same skill set to the table as Kevin Knox. And I'm not talking about which one is better or which one is worse. I'm saying they're different, right? Reggie Bullock brought to the table as a shooting guard, no handles, but it was a spot-up shooter. We knew that when Reggie Bullock was at North Carolina. Reggie Bullock was a spot-up shooter at the 2-guard spot. Reggie Bullock was not going to wow you with his handles. He's not Bradley Beal. He's not Zach LaVine. You know what I'm saying? What he'll do is he'll knock down open shots. That's what he'll do. Ever since he was riding the pine for the Clippers, right? Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly, Kev. But what they turned him into, I was gonna say, what they turned him into with the Clippers is they made him focus more on defense, defending 1, 2s, and small 3s, right? But in New York, he's playing the 2 and the 3, and we make it seem as if him, Burks, and Knox all have the same skill set when they don't, right? When Julius Randle goes out of the game, they don't look to bring in Alec Burks. You know what I'm saying? They look to either bring in Obi or Kevin Knox.
Can I ask you a question, Freezy?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I?
And so, but when RJ Barrett goes out of the game at the 2, they look to bring in Knox to play the 2 for RJ Barrett. These dudes all play different. They all play different positions. They all play the 3, but they are all different.
So the question I wanted to ask you was, what do you think is Knox's skill set?
City for real one back.
I feel like that's a loaded question. I feel like that's a trap. I think that's a trap question.
Nah, because you saying that basically they don't have the same skill set. So I wanted you to be specific about the skill set. Not a trap question.
No, I'm asking I'm asking you to ask the question more in depth. Are you asking me what does Knox pose as, what does Knox develop into? What he is right now? What is Tibbs asking him to do?
So just from your perspective, what would you want to see from Knox in order for you to feel like he's a starting small forward?
Okay, so I think today's starting small forward is not necessarily something that exists anymore. I think in today's game, today's NBA, you're more of a wing player. Like you can legit play like the 2, 3, or the 4, depending on what the defense opposed to you. Like a 6'7", 6'8" athlete that can shoot the 3, that's athletic enough to pose a threat to opposing defenses, can handle the ball some, but definitely get out and run in transition and rebound in space. I think in today's NBA, I think Kevin Knox is a small ball 4 that suits him better. I think he'll develop into something along the lines of a more athletic David Bertans if allowed to go down that road.
So question, right? So I just heard what you just said. So there's no way that Kevin Knox can change his game to where you feel like he's a starting small forward from what you've seen his last 3 years. Because
I don't know if Kevin.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if Kevin Knox is a starting. I don't know if Kevin Knox is a starting anything right now.
All right.
Right at any position, and so I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking him because, of course, you want all of your draft picks to develop into something, but every guy you draft is not going to be the star of the team. You know what I'm saying? You draft guys to contribute.
All right. We gonna see, man. The jury is still out on Knox. I mean, I haven't given up on him. I just feel like, us as Knicks fans, we're gonna have to wait. Still 21, still shooting about 40% from three. Still shooting 70% plus from the free throw line. Then we're just gonna have to wait. Just like how Frank Ntilikina showed out. Hopefully he shows out next game. We just gonna have to wait for Knox. I think Knox got a spot on this team. I think he has a role. The Bertans role is cool. That's a role I can see for him too. Float out on the 3-point line, but he needs people who's going to pass him the ball. So that's why I would like for Knox to play with Randall. Just me personally. Randall will draw a double team. Knox will get more open threes. RJ Barrett is shooting better because he's getting a lot of space to shoot threes. That's all I'm saying.
That's all fascinating. I think Kevin Knox is going to be like Jalen Rose 2.0. But this is my personal opinion. Breezy, I'm about to head out for the night. I don't know if
Who
you're there.
2.0? Who?
Huh? I'm about to head out. Oh, Jalen Rose. From Indiana, used to be at the 5'5" before that.
Nah, man, he don't play nothing like Jalen Rose.
Man,
you was better off saying Knox will become Danny Granger one day if he
a
reaches.
Light-skinned Glenn Rice.
Nah. Glenn Rice was a dog. Glenn Rice was a dog as soon as he stepped into the league, man. Knox got to learn the game, Kev. He's not.
Everyone learns the game. But anyways.
Okay. Frank learned the game.
Jalen Rose.
No. I strongly disagree.
I don't.
Jalen played the point.
He was a small forward. Mark Jackson played the point.
Yeah, but he played the point in Denver.
I'm talking about Indiana Jalen Rose.
Oh, well, but nah, that's not him.
Nah, that ain't him.
Definitely.
Not. Knox, yo, man. He got to become an NBA
He's looking
player.
more like McDermott right now.
I'm ready to ship him in a trade to Orlando, send him back home, and go get Mobama and bring Mobama home because we need help at the big man spot.
I'm out of here, y'all.
All right, Kev.
Or I've been on that type of trade because Obi and Randall is not a good fit together. I do not like them together.
Trash.
Who?
Mo Bamba is trash. Why are we trading for trash?
Are you kidding me? Mo Bamba had 11 points on 4 for 6 shooting. He was 3 for 3 from 3, and his coach just sat him down. Mo Bamba is currently right now in the Obi Toppin position. The guy who's playing ahead of him is an all-star. So please stop, Freezy. We need another big man, and Mo Bamba can space
Mo Bamba,
and he can block shots, and he'll be under. Don't look at Mo Bamba in Orlando, Freezy. Look at him under Thibodeau. That's what you need to see. Look at people under Thibodeau. That's what y'all need to see. Mo Bamba would be a nice fit here. That's just me. Mo Bamba with Mitchell Robinson is a hell of a center combo.
Yo, wait. If somebody got something playing in the background, we can't have anything playing in the background, man, while we doing the live stream. Because we'll get a strike or a YouTube strike, and I don't want to get that.
Oh, I ain't got nothing. Nobody got it.
Yeah, I had a whistle.
Just me?
Nah, that was me with the whistle. Sorry.
Is it just me? Won't you come on in?
I want to talk about Obi, man. What's going on with Obi? What do you guys feel about Obi?
Nothing. It's just not his time.
Yeah, like
Randall there.
Obi, good money, man. Obi defense got better.
You can just you can bring him along real slow, no rush.
Yeah.
I would, with the Mitchell Robinson injury and the Taj Gibson injury, I kind of wish he had more minutes though. That's the only bummer that I have because I'll be okay with sliding Julius Randle to the center position and
I hate that combo, Ralph. I can't even lie to you, bro. Like that Julius Randle Obi combo is not it, bro.
I don't see no other way Obi getting minutes. Then it's one thing I forgot about Tibbs, which I feel like Chuck kind of made a good point, but I kind of was ignoring the fact is that when Tibbs had Karl-Anthony Towns was averaging 30, 40 minutes. So I'm like, Obi Toppin is fine with, playing backup to Randall, but I forgot that, whoever was Karl-Anthony Towns backup, he never got burned. Never. And, it's sad to see Obi not getting minutes because I felt
no, it's not as a rookie, not as a first-year player. I don't know why everybody thinks that all first-year players have to play a whole bunch of minutes. They don't.
Well, I'm not saying I agree with you about the whole bunch of minutes. It's that even with injuries, he's still not getting as many.
Randall's not hurt.
Obi's not a 5, bro. Obi can't play the 5, and Randall can't play the 5 for long periods of time. So it's like we got to take with the good with the bad. Randall's an all-star. Obi can learn. It's an excuse for that. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm devastated too, bro, honestly, about Obi's minutes. And like I've said, like, a month prior, like, that was my prime reason for trying to trade Randall. But
here's my question to you. I want to ask you guys a quick question. And it was brought up, but I don't think it was brought up the best way because I don't think you should trade Julius Randle. But if you could get a Karl-Anthony Towns and you could trade Mitchell Robinson and Obi for Karl-Anthony Towns, would you guys entertain that? Or hell no?
Rob, I'm sorry. I love you, brother.
I know he's gonna say no because I know where you coming from. But long as Randall is still on the team and you taking a 26, a 25, and a 26 year old, you can do that.
Hold on.
So you have so you think that combination? And I don't want to maybe State might go crazy with that, but you have a Karl-Anthony Towns at center with Julius Randle at power forward. And then you have RJ at the 2, and whoever's your point guard, whether it's Derrick Rose or
it don't even matter who the point guard is, Ralph. It don't even. You keep freaking that trade, and you get Cat. Rob,
you back, City. You back. The city is back. The city is real.
Yes, sir.
I've
been hearing good talk, man, so I'm back.
Oh damn! So Kev said trading Julius Randle to get Karl-Anthony Towns.
No,
I agree. I agree with you guys. So let me just phrase it. I'm just fixing.
We heard Kev. We heard him.
So he was trying to say that, but the better conversation might be Obi and Mitch and draft picks compensation possibly.
No, you're going too far.
Well, they might. I don't know. I'm not.
You remember what you was wanting to give up for D Rose? You remember what you said?
Right. Okay. Well, it should have been right. It should have been a second round pick. Right. I should have said second round pick. I agree with you. I'm just trying to. I'm not trying to overspend. I agree.
No,
with
what you giving them? I think that Mitch and Obi, because they got Edwards, that's it. And and then we got to absorb the money. You getting less money. So that opens up your cap. We doing you a big favor.
That's all it takes to get Karl-Anthony Towns. Ralph, we might as well pack their bags together right now, brother. Because I'm not, listen, Randall with Cat and RJ? Wait, do we keep Frank in this trade?
Keep him there. Keep him there.
We keep it Knox.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe no. We don't know.
Look, when you playing the game in a position of power, and we right now in a position of power, you don't have to give up everything. If he get unhappy and he wants to leave, okay, it might cost you maybe the Dallas pick.
I'm
which
giving
was
up both of
turning out
those.
to be something else right now.
For Cat,
So,
I'm giving up both of those.
you give up the Dallas pick, you give up Mitch, and you give up Obi. You giving them a first round pick that they need that position.
Mm-hmm.
You keep Randall, you don't give up.
Nah. Matter of fact, we got to be more realistic. You got to give up Obi, Mitch, Knox. You got to give up minimum. No.
Knox is a role player,
Wait,
bro.
for who?
Be realistic.
Who we talking about?
Carl Anthony Towns. Be
Carl
realistic.
Anthony.
Oh yeah, we got in the roster.
Yeah. Like 3 of those kids gonna have to go. So Mitch,
I think 2 in the pick.
I think 2. I agree with Rob on this one. I think Rob
go with 2 in the pick. 2 players in the first round pick.
Obi, Mitch. Let's be realistic now.
That is realistic.
Hold on. All right. Obi, Mitch, both Dallas picks. We're gonna have to give him an unprotected Knicks pick. So
no,
what year is that gonna be? Yes, you will, because that's Carl Anthony Towns.
No, look, you acting like that was Harden.
No trade. They will hang up the phone. They gave up 8 first-round picks for Harden.
He's on the last place team. Harden went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, it don't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That don't matter. That's Carl Anthony Towns.
We talking about the talent. We're not talking about the
he's
players.
He's not equaling wins right now. So therefore, we got to retrain him. Tibbs got to get him, reprogram him, and get him right.
Reprogram him. Get him. Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Rob. Getting Cat, people talk about this a Carmelo Anthony trade part 2. No, it's not. Because we still keep it RJ. We still got Frank Ntilikina. You still got IQ.
Julius
right?
Randle.
You still got Julius Randle, right? You still probably got Kevin Knox, right? So that's basically your young core. Now you're adding Cat to that?
Yeah, you adding Cat to that.
That's scary.
Hey, look at here. Let me tell you something.
That's scary.
Hey, look, most players, you taking a chance when you bringing them from the West Coast to the East Coast anyway. Most people don't even make it. The last one that was able to make the crossover was Randall, and it took him a year, and Melo did it off the gate, and Stoudemire. Look at when Brandon Brandon came from the Clippers to Philly. He suffered like hell. So you got to be careful the player that you pick. So therefore, you don't have to look. I'm telling you, you can give up Mitch, you give up Obi. That's a top 10 pick,
and that's an all-star. I got Obi. I project Obi to be an all-star.
And then you're giving them a defensive player of the qualifier of the year, and then you're giving them $1 pick. That's it.
Yo, but Rob, we got to be realistic too. Carl Anthony Towns is a former all-star. They might ask for Randall.
Well, then it's no trade.
They'll probably
we gotta understand this too.
We gotta understand this. Like,
yo, they gonna ask for everything in the book, bro.
It's like
you know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do.
Hey, look, it's what you gonna give them. Now look around the league. Who got a better package? Nobody. Nobody got a better package.
We got City. We got both Dallas picks, right? Mm-hmm. You're already. If we get to the playoffs, you identified your young core already. This is a hypothetical. We get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You identified your young core already, right? Why we can't give up both of those Dallas picks, Mitch and Obi? We're probably gonna have to give up another young player though. So I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. Like we might have to give him Knox.
I don't think. I'm not trying to diss Knox because Kevin W will kill me, but I think he's a role player. I don't think Kevin Knox is pushing no needle to Minnesota Timberwolves. He's not he's a role piece. look, and you said this before Tuesday. Kevin Knox is a good role player. He at most can be in the rotation. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. A player like that is not going to push the needle to get a Karl Anthony
Kevin
Towns.
Knox wouldn't even be out of college yet. Technically, Kevin Knox will not even be out of college yet. He'll be getting ready for the tournament this year.
Yeah, but
So look at
regardless of
really
what we're
what you're
saying,
giving up.
we're gonna have to give up the farm to get a guy like Cat.
Yeah.
That's not the farm though, City, because we still got a young core. It's not really the farm. You just giving up Mitch and Obi.
Well, I would say this. It's not the farm, but at the end of the day, they have to agree to that. Like, you know what I'm like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they can say nah.
Well, but then if
cool.
they say no, it's all right. We got our picks.
Mitch, hold on. Mitch and Obi's a good offer. It's a good starting offer. I believe with draft picks.
Not too many.
One
they
or
couldn't get
two.
ours.
Hold on. One or whatever you guys. That's a conversation in its own because
no, you can't say that because we knew what Cat was going to be coming into the league. Okay, all of these guys
gonna be this good.
No. We knew.
Man,
come on,
you
he
crazy.
went.
Nah.
Look at where he went. Look at where he went. What number was he?
But he wasn't shooting.
Wait. What number was he?
He was one.
Okay. So we talking about a number one draft pick versus guys that are. And then again, you can't even say it like that. But we talking about Cat. He was a number one draft pick, bro. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
So was Anthony Bennett.
And he turned out to be what he was supposed to be. What are we gonna have to give up? We're gonna have to give up a lot. We're gonna have no, they're not taking no Obi and Knox and a couple of picks for a number one. No, they're not.
Obi, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell
Robinson in there. Mitchell Robinson is not going to be a defensive slouch. That's the prize. You're replacing that offense with defense. And then you also giving them a top 10 lottery pick in Obi that you can mold to go along with Edwards and then throw in the Dallas pick.
So if you was Minnesota, would you do that pick?
Yes.
Would you take that?
Let me tell you why.
Would you take it?
Let me tell you why.
You got Edwards.
Let me tell you why. This is why I would do it. I would do it for the state of my franchise. I got Cat on the team and we're in last place. So therefore, he's not moving the needle over here either.
Here's my question.
But that's this year.
Hold on. I got a question. I got a question.
Last year.
No.
I'm gonna let you finish. Can I say something? Because I gotta say something real quick. To answer that question, right? Andrew Wiggins was a number one pick too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was traded. And he was traded to Golden State. I don't remember what was who.
They didn't get no bag for him.
But how good was Andrew Wiggins compared to Cat?
Well, he was. Well, look, it's like, I'm just
exactly.
Saying,
that's my point. He wasn't as good as Cat.
Right. You got to still look at it for what you're doing for the organization. We're not winning with you. There's a disconnect somewhere. You've been on the losing team with us since you really got here.
And Cat going to ask out for sure. He definitely going to ask out.
I think it's in between. I think because City got a point. We're going to give up, but I think starting the conversation. If I was to be calling Minnesota and I'm telling you, listen, I'll be willing to start the conversation with Obi and Mitchell Robinson and a Dallas pick. As me starting that conversation like that, I don't think it's a bad start to start a conversation, a trade negotiation. I think that's a good way to start a trade negotiation.
You will reset Minnesota will reset their organization without a total rebuild.
Bro, they have Edwards.
You got Edwards, you're gonna get Obi, and now you got a center. You got 3 positions covered already. And then you got Beasley. You got 4 positions covered already.
You got 4 positions that are covered that are not guaranteed.
Mitch is gonna be a defensive player of the year. That's gonna pretty much be guaranteed. I can give him that. I can give Mitch that.
That's a tough trade to do.
Yeah,
I love
See,
Mitch.
you with me. See, bro, you
I
with
love
me. That's
Mitch.
what I'm saying.
I love Mitch, but Cat is a monster, bro. And Cat
Man,
next to
Cat-
Randall is
Hey, look, see,
ridiculous, man.
And
you're
he
looking
brings
at
it. He brings it.
our
But
big
look,
picture. He's not a monster in Minnesota. They're
But that's
losing.
Minnesota, though.
They got 6 wins.
That's true. That's true. But that's Minnesota.
they
Yeah, but so
exactly.
that's what I'm saying. A change of scenery will do them good.
That's a fact.
No, not for. Listen, man, not for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you can have a change of scenery and go there, and who knows? Like, this is the thing, yo. We don't know if Mitch is a product of our team defense, or
No,
if,
we do
or
know that because he did it under 2 different coaches.
and people said the same thing about KP.
No, they didn't. What they said about KP?
If I remember correctly, don't they got about the same amount of blocks in one season for a game high?
No. See, the difference with Mitch is this here. Mitch did it for 2 different coaches in New York. So you already know the play that you're going to get from Mitch. Mitch got to develop everything else.
Right, but again, it's not about the coaches. Well, we could say it's about the coaches, but also too, we got to respect the fact that they both did some of the same things defensively, but one guy gave you more offensively.
No, one guy got a bad back.
No.
Yes.
No.
Porzingis got the bad back.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Can't defend for his life.
But what I'm relating to is their career numbers. As far as their peak, of what they did in their golden days. If it comes to blocks, I think KP had 9 or 10 or something like that, or 11. I don't know, something like that. It was close to it, but
Mitch was second team all defense.
KP had the same thing, right?
Yeah, but Mitch was second team all defense.
Right. But then
Porzingis wasn't.
But then, and I get it, Mitch. Mitch is, he did his thing with the on the offensive what do you call it? What do he have? He had like 70-some% on offensive field goal or field goal percentage, right?
Yeah, field goal percentage.
Right. But as far as when we look at the game, we already know what that came from. That didn't come from perimeter. It didn't come from outside shooting.
Well,
that just came from in the paint. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself: do I take my chance on somebody?
Let me ask you another question. Then let me put a question to that question: what other center did it?
What?
Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm asking you the question: what other center was close to that?
To what? On the points or like the field goal percentage?
Yeah, everybody can't do it.
It don't matter. The thing that matters is this: are you willing for a team, right? For a team. I'm just saying for a team. When you're asking about a player, are you willing to go all in on a guy that you know? With the way the league is going now, are you willing to go all in on a guy that you know is only going to give you points from the inside, or are you willing to put your dollars on a guy that's going to give you points from the inside and the outside?
Well, but see, it goes like this here. With Mitch, you don't know because he's only 21. You don't know what that's going to develop into. So you're taking a chance on development versus a set player. In the condition of their franchise right now, if I'm only winning 6 games and I got Cat on my team and I got another rookie and it looks kind of suspect and I could get a fresh new start and a fresh new rebuild with some draft picks, I'm looking at that trade.
All right, so let me ask y'all this on a team per se. Like, let's just say you want to put in whoever you want to throw in. Who's your center, Mitch or Cat?
Cat.
What you mean? We're both on the team?
Cat is ridiculous.
No, I'm saying if you had to choose one as your center for your team,
Cat.
who you rolling with? Cat or
Okay,
Mitch?
yo, I'm rolling with Cat, but this is under the premonition that Cat is unhappy and he wants to leave.
No, I'm just saying
Okay,
in
so
general. In
okay,
general,
yeah,
so
you
if
go
you
with
rolling
Cat.
with Cat, then we got. This is what I'm saying. This is what we got to say because we know who the better player is, and the better player is Cat. That's
Okay,
a
but
given day.
I'm giving you a package that you can develop for your future. We know that he's the better player. That's not even in question. The question is if he's unhappy in Minnesota and you got to look to move him, what do you look? It's not a lot of teams that can handle that salary. So you
Right.
playing in a position of power. So that's why I'm looking at it. Okay, I'm not saying that Mitch is better than Cat, but if you're giving up Opie, you're giving up a first round pick, and you're giving them back a position that they're losing, I think you're doing them a favor because one team never wins. It wasn't like that Houston won the trade when they got rid of Harding. Harding forced his way out. So when you force your way out, the other team's got to take the best package available. And that's what we're in competition with, the best package available. Now, if they get something else, we can always sweeten it up a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's the best package available. And we're trying to give them less as possible, but something that's fair. We're
And
giving
although we got the draft picks and everything like that, I couldn't even say, and I can't even speculate to say what's better. But at the same time, I realize we probably don't even got the best package available, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though we got all of the picks because of this, and this is the only one thing that ties into that is that some of our young players, some teams might not want. They might say, "Nah, I ain't."
Well, City, but look, that's a chance. But if you're giving them the number 8th lottery pick, that's really right now not really getting no run, so you can't save that. Who's playing behind Randall? Other GMs understand that. They understand that the man is playing behind Randall, and there's no minutes for him. But they can also look at it like, well, we got minutes for him, and then we're getting a center to block to back up that position. And then we also getting a draft pick that we can draft for another position in the future. So when you really look at it and you look around the league, how many teams can really handle it? He's not going to Brooklyn. He's not going to Philly. You know, Chicago really doesn't have anything to offer unless they're going to get Zach LaVine back. So if you look at the bottom tier teams,
City.
I don't know.
Listen, City. What I
so
want
if
you
you're
to do,
looking at the bottom tier teams, Washington already done traded everything. Nobody taking Westbrook.
Your City. Before
They
I get out
already
of
got
here,
Beal. They got
yo,
Beal.
Rob,
So
yo,
Edwards
Rob,
is
I'm about to get out of here. City, I want you to look at this, right? Look at every roster and look at their draft picks. It's only one team that got a better package than the Knicks for Karl Anthony Towns, and it's OKC. Besides OKC, I want you to look around the league and really think about teams that could trade for Cat. I'm out of here, fellas.
Yeah, OKC. I see OKC as being the threat.
Salute, yo.
Also, want to say real quick. Also, players like Karl Anthony Towns, like we just literally saw James Harden pick his location to what team he wants to be traded to. So if Karl Anthony Towns wants to choose, if he chooses New York, that's the hard part. Convincing Leon Rose and Rose Wild West, convincing, hey, listen, come to New York, and that he wants to come to New York. But if he chooses New York, then we do have the package available to trade for him. We do. I think we do have enough. But it's right now, today's league, you know, James Harden is picking his spots. Chris Paul picked what team he wanted to be traded to.
Exactly.
New York, or Phoenix. Phoenix. I want to go to Phoenix. I want to play with Booker, and that's on him. But it's so much. It's less general. The general manager has to try to convince them to choose us. That's the hard part. But if Karl Anthony Towns says New York, that deal is done already.
We might have to get we might have to get like and no, and only get no. Oh wait. Oh Prince, look, we got the $15 million to match it when we throw in the players, so we can automatically match the money. That's no problem. The Knicks still got $15 million right now that they ain't even playing with, so that would go into the contract, and then you throw the players behind it. Boom, you got something right there. You got something.
Rob, I just want to say something to you real quick. Is that somebody actually might break Mitchell Robinson's record, last year's record, and it's looking like DeAndre Jordan has a higher field goal percentage right now. This season right now has a higher field goal percentage than Mitchell Robinson did last season.
He should break it. I mean, come on, look at who he got.
I don't think from what they were saying that he has enough attempts yet.
Yeah, but still, even if he don't, he should break it. Look at who we got on his team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, you got 3 of the deadliest outside shooters on your team. If you not open down low when it comes to cutting to the basket or rolling to the hole, then there's something wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should break that.
Good point.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, what are they gonna do? What is a team supposed to do? Am I supposed to run up on Kyrie?
Look, check this out.
Am I supposed to run up on KD? Am I supposed to run up on Harden?
The Timberwolves was down 40 to the Hornets. That goes to show you when you get discontent like that and you're not winning. And this man, you got the number one.
So they lost by 40 tonight?
They was down 40.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's been their whole season.
Wow.
So no matter how great this man is, he ain't doing nothing over there for them.
I mean,
but then again, come on. We got to look at it like this too. He ain't I mean, he's good. He's classy. And I get it, but he's not the LeBron type. He's not the you know what I'm saying? Like he's good, but he's not that guy that you can say, "Oh,
I disagree. I disagree with you guys on this one.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not that guy that you can say, "Oh, listen, man, these guys got X amount of wins because of whatever." He's just not that guy that you expect him to. He's that guy, but he's not that superstar
when you
guy
team him
where
with
you
somebody,
expect him to.
But when you team him with Randall, that's the difference.
Right.
That's the difference here.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing where I disagree with you guys is that I can't put all those wins and losses on Karl Anthony Towns when it's looking like the coach just got fired, and I don't think.
Yeah, and D'Lo wasn't there neither.
Right. So also so I can't blame that on him. Like he's not a game changer, or he can't be a game changer. I think he is a game changer. 1, 2, bro. Like they might be tanking. It's plain and simple. They might be looking into the draft, and
but they don't have their pick. Golden State got it.
They don't have a pick.
Golden State got their
Let me look. What,
like their number 1 pick, or
they got their pick. I'm sure Golden State got their pick.
Or are they pick swapping or something like that?
Yeah, I think Golden State got their pick.
Oh wow.
Right now in Tankathon, I see Timberwolves with Cade Cunningham. I don't say nothing about no trade. Right now,
it won't show that way anyway because it is.
It does. It does. No, it does. It does. You go to tankathon.com right now and double check because when teams like, for example, you see over here number 16, OKC Thunder has a 16 pick because they got it from Miami, and it lets you know at number 16, OKC is expected to draft Usman Garuba, and they got the pick from Miami. At number 1 is Minnesota, and they're expected to draft Cade Cunningham, and doesn't let you know anything about. Maybe it's another pick from Minnesota, but I know they got their own pick.
Could have been Wiseman. Okay, that's what it was. Wiseman. That was their pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They had got Minnesota's pick last year because of Wiseman.
Okay, so maybe it's possible that
it was D'Lo, went to Golden State, and Golden State got that first round pick. Okay, yeah, it was this one. I knew they had one of them. Okay,
No, that's not how it went. That's not how it went. The draft pick goes to Golden State, but it's top 3 protected. So if that pick finishes in the top 3, Minnesota keeps it. But if it falls, but wait. But if it falls out of the top 3, then Golden State gets it.
Okay. But anyway, right now it's looking like.
So that's this year's, right?
Yeah, that's this year.
Okay, so they did get their last year pick also, right?
No, Minnesota drafted Anthony Edwards number 1.
Okay, so the Wiseman. Yeah. They sucked last year. That's what it was.
So anyways, okay, so it's top 3 protected. So that's a good point. It's top 3 protected, but Minnesota has the absolute worst record right now, and they're making sure that.
But that don't guarantee. That don't guarantee that they'll be in the top 3 because the lottery odds have been changed by the NBA Governors Committee.
Great point. That's a great point. But at least they're still going. It looks to me like they're going for it. Like, hey, listen, man, we still gotta try. We still gotta try to tank, and we still.
But not for Cunningham when you got D'Angelo.
Well, maybe they might trade D'Angelo. You don't know. I mean, if they're trying. They have a plan in place for a reason, and they're tanking.
You don't know what plan they got. You're assuming again.
I
get what he's saying.
Organization.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Raph. Like, you know what I'm saying, but like, you know what I mean. It's one of those wishy-washy things where, like, you know what I'm saying. Could they be doing something like that? Yeah, but then again, could they be doing it? No, like
because it's not guaranteed when they change the odds. You might wind up with the 8th or 9th pick, and then you lose it anyway.
You might wind up like the Knicks, have the worst record and fall out of the number 1 spot.
This is why the tanking thing is out of the ordinary now.
But the Knicks fell from 1 to 3. The Knicks fell from 1 to 3 when they had the absolute worst record. 17-65. They fell from 1 to 3. So
yeah, but you know what the problem is with that? They still fell. That's what the problem is with that. And they had a chance. They also had a chance to fall.
Yeah, but the thing is y'all using semantics. What y'all saying is semantics, like you're using like these things to weigh certain stuff. The fact of the matter is, the Knicks had the worst record in a draft that had a generational player in it, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go by record, the Knicks should have got Zion Williamson. If you just go by record, but the lottery bumped us back, and so we got R.J. Barrett, right? So anything can happen. So what Rob was saying, you can't speculate on what the Timberwolves are doing because they have no idea where that pick is going to land. You can't plan on something that's unpredictable.
Yeah, and plus, with you saying that, Freeze, plus we had the chance to fall even deeper than the 3 spot that we got. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I think we could have failed
with 4th.
I think we could have fell to 5th, or was it 4th or 5th?
No, 4th. We can only fall to 4th.
Yeah, so like you see what I'm saying? So even yeah, but like no, I get it. I get it, bro.
My whole thing, and you guys all made great points, and a lot of people have been speculating about that the whole reason the Pelicans got the number 1 pick was because they traded Anthony Davis, and that's the reason that's what throws me off sometimes about, is the NBA getting involved in helping teams get the number 1 pick or
conspiracy theory?
No, that's just all. That's what I was about to say, man. I don't believe in that conspiracy.
Yeah, that's all.
Man. Conspiracy you know what I mean? Theory. Certain things. Yes, we do know. Yes, do the government lie to us sometimes? Yes, they do. But there are other things that's just not really a conspiracy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It just happens the way it happens. Like, you know what I mean? And people look into it more than what they should.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking because he winked that way, and then the ball came up that way. Or that's why they don't show you the balls come up no more.
Yeah, like knock it off.
Take
like,
who you got, move on. That's why they say don't be over there dependent on the draft. They had to get that out of people's mind.
Yeah,
That look,
I'm with you, Rob. I'm not a tanker, bro. I'm
don't kill
not a
your
tanker.
don't kill your season thinking about the draft.
I agree. I agree with you.
Because then if you don't get it.
Bro, you don't hear me talk about Jalen Green, Jalen Suggs. That's maybe towards the end of the season, maybe after the playoffs.
Yeah, that's when you start.
But you won't catch me talking about no.
Hey, look, I look at it like this here. Every time they pick a player like this here, then after March Madness, it's always somebody else that emerges.
That's a 2 point too.
There's always somebody else that emerges right from the pack that they wasn't thinking about. And then when you get to the Columbine, then somebody else emerges past that.
Yep.
So,
that's what happened with Quickly, too. Quickly emerged like 2 weeks before the draft. Like, hey, the Knicks are interested in Manuel Quickly. And I remember, oh, man, I like Quickly. I think he'll be all right. And then before you know it, we drafted him. I'm like, damn.
Because there wasn't no tournament last year. People had to really, if your scouts wasn't doing his job thinking that he was going to do it around March Madness, you got stuck last year. You really got stuck last year because the tournament didn't come, and then you had to tell your GM some player that you was watching. Now you all up in the air. Now you might be the one reading books, taking a guess on something. But it just seems as though that the Knicks was on their job. They had a player in mind. If this one didn't come, okay, well, we're going to look for this one late. And then it fell just the way that they wanted it to fall.
Anyway, that quickly pick was a good. Anyways, that quickly pick was a good pick. Is it true that Kenny Payne pushed for Quickly? Is that true?
I think they all World Wide West pushed for it. He was friends with Kenny Payne and all of that, but it was part of the pipeline from they had an eye in on it.
Yeah, my thing is this: I'm not worried about who pushed for it. I'm just glad that we got him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that dude, like, you know what I'm saying? He showed us something that was unexpected. Like I didn't expect him to break out like how he broke out, even though you could go back and look at his tapes and stuff like that. But unless you one of his coaches or something like that, there's nobody that can really tell me that that they felt like, yeah, as soon as he gets in the league, he's gonna be dropping buckets and be the ish. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And he came in and he's doing what he needed to do. I respect the young brother. He holding it down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't have seen that coming.
Freezy had a debate with Legion of Knicks. Shout out to Legion. And one reason why I like Aaron Naismith, I said it in that.
Yeah, he's in Boston. He ain't even playing.
Right, but one reason why I like Naismith, I was like, listen, man, I like Naismith because he can shoot the three and he draws fouls. That's two things that I really wanted in the draft. I really want Naismith, and he could shoot the three, and he could draw fouls, and he could convert on his free
throw. But his resume wasn't deep enough because he had got hurt.
Right. That was debatable too. So I wanted Naismith because of the 3-point percentages and free throws. He could get to the free throw and he could convert. He knocks down those free throws percentage because he was like 85%. And we dealt with the season of RJ Barrett, getting to the free throw.
But why is he not playing?
But hold on, let me finish real quick, and then I'll give it. But at that season, I really wanted Naismith because RJ wasn't converting his free throws. RJ could get to the line, and everybody yes, RJ could get to the free throw line. That was the first player in a long time that I'm like, yo, man, this guy's actually drawing fouls. He just needs to knock them down. But then the Knicks got Quickly, who was somebody I was looking for the Knicks. Somebody that can draw fouls, knock him down, and hit his 3-pointers. Now, in terms of Naismith, I like Naismith. You know, I want to how do I say it? Boston is deep, man. I mean, they got
Boston had injuries at that spot. They had Kimba out. They had then they put in another rookie. They played Pritchard over him.
Isn't Naismith a small forward? I think he's a small forward.
No,
is he a shooting guard or a small forward?
I thought he was a 2.
I thought he was a 2.
Yeah, he was about 6'5".
Oh yeah, see, I don't know,
but I don't think he's a point. I don't think he's a point guard though. I mean,
I said a 2. I thought he was a shooting guard.
I don't think he was going to start off the rip though. I mean,
but I said they had injuries and they still didn't play him. They went with Pritchard, and Pritchard is about 2-3 inches shorter than him.
I mean, right now I don't really know what's going on with the whole Boston situation like that. I mean, I know some, but I don't really know. I know they've been losing, and I think maybe they're 500. I think right now they're in 4th place, but I don't really know about the whole situation with Boston. Until we play them, then I could probably catch on. But like, we haven't even played them. I might know.
Yeah, we played them. We beat them by 30.
I don't remember that game.
Man, what was you?
I forgot, man. Actually,
what?
I think you might be
right. I think you might.
It ain't no might be. We beat them by 30.
You might be right. It might. I don't know. I don't remember that game. I got caught up or something.
Yeah, it was on the Sunday. We beat
them.
Come on, man. Yeah, you gotta come on, man. You gotta remember the blowouts.
Hey,
like I mean, come on.
I can see
the whole thing. The thing is like this season's like a roller coaster. There's so many things going on sometimes that I probably got caught up with another game, and I don't know. You know?
I know what happened. You got caught up in the Alpha Wall Street game. It's okay. You can say it. No, I was just messing with you.
But I forgot. Yeah. We played ball. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. Fellas, it's 3:30. I gotta roll out.
All right, man. I'm gonna head up myself, guys.
All right, City.
Peace out.
Hey, City, you can find me over here.
Yo, good seeing you, man.
All right, same to you, bro.
I already know.
All right.